Oh no. Whoops. Why?
Should we put our phones like on mute and stuff?
Yes, that's actually a good idea. And oh, now I'm fucking being a retard. I'm sorry. I was like, I usually play the intro to my fucking podcast, but I just realized I had muted that channel. Okay, now for real. Let's go.
Aliens on the border.
The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found.
Faster than light, spaceship of the future.
By direction of the President of the United States, stay in your home.
Is it human or inhuman? Earthly or unearthly?
Born in that swirling inferno of radioactive dust, there is no word to describe them.
We may be witnesses to a biblical prophecy come true.
Why is it that we usually ignore the fourth dimension?
Is this the human race of the future?
Aliens on the border.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Aliens on the Border. Now, today, unfortunately, I do not have my co-host with me, but it's fine. I've driven this plane by myself several times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got this.
And I have two special guests with me today, and pretty excited to have both of them on. High school friends, longtime friends of mine. I have Miss Elizabeth Piscina.
Hello, everybody.
And we also have Genesis Hernandez.
Hi.
Hernandez, excuse me.
Please.
Sorry, that's my fucking telemarketer voice popping out. So what's up, guys? How y'all doing today?
Good. We're super excited to be here.
I'm glad you guys finally decided to come on. I know I had reached out to you way
Yes.
back, like when I started this whole thing. And thank you for the sticker, by the way. If you guys, oh, my laptop is kind of in the way, but they have some nice art that they brought along. And we're here to talk a whole lot of shit today. I'm drinking a nice Café Americano. Very caffeinated. We have here some adult beverages
Yes.
on the other side of the table. So lay it on me, guys. What's up with y'all? Let's, you know what? Wait. I know exactly where I wanted to start. Because the last time that I bumped into y'all at Cultura, it was a fun time, fun night. You were talking about, you were slanging clothes and shit on the web?
Oh, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. So
Get in on that.
what's been going on now is that we're moving on from fast fashion to like sustainable like consumption, right?
Right.
And I'm broke. We're all broke.
Yeah.
We all
Yes.
need a side hustle. And I'm super like I do want to like give a shout out to the people that are doing it already. There's a bunch of people here in Laredo like doing the whole depop thing, and it's like a lot of work. Like it's harder than you would expect it to be, especially because sending things through mail is like it's such an ancient concept.
Right, for sure.
But anyway, yeah, I just put some stuff through Depop, and I made Ya Cállate as like my brand because I'm really trying to like make that happen for myself.
And it's a pretty cool. I got one of those stickers here.
Yes,
Ya Cállate.
DIY, but professional made ones coming soon.
Yes.
And so yeah, I started selling some clothes, and I broke even because I'm barely like learning the whole thing with like shipping and
You're
stuff
on the
like
come
that.
up with that.
Exactly.
Right.
And yeah, that's what I'm trying to do right now.
I want to get into that a bit because I actually have no idea what it is that you're talking about in terms of like what is Depop.
Oh, okay.
Elaborate on that a
So
bit for me.
Depop is kind of like if you go to, it's an app, right?
Right.
But the way it's modeled, it looks like a cool like Instagram feed.
Okay.
You know, when you go to the Explore tab.
Right.
So it's a bunch of people like content creators like just kind of styling items that you would usually like overlook, thrifted items, and making them like modern and fresh, and then like reselling them. So you go to like a Goodwill or Las Segundas, you find an item for like $2-3, and there's people in like Utah or like Washington that will buy it for like $20-25.
Nice.
You know, so it's a cool way to like kind of reinvent clothing and like kind of do like a swap. And yeah, I mean, it's like a little gem. I feel like it's a little hidden gem, and it's cool that people are moving away from like overconsumption of like items that are like, so when you go to Forever 21 or like those fast fashion brands, like in a year you have to throw them away.
Right.
Sometimes not even like you wear it like twice and you wash it and it has a hole.
Yes.
Or like it's like
Some mass produced
And
bullshit.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing with like older clothing, like vintage clothing, like it's durable. Like viejitas that like went to Macy's and bought it for like I don't know, like $50-$60. I end up donating it to Goodwill and like you resell it.
I know. Shout out to everybody's grandma.
Yeah.
For donating at Goodwill.
That's dope. And I mean, I follow your Instagram feed and stuff, so I've always, I've seen a lot of the work that you do, and I'm not, like, do you use it mainly as just kind of like, hey, this is the shit I'm doing on Instagram? Is that, like, mostly what it is, right?
Like for my artwork?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, it's a blend of just your personal life and that, right?
Yes,
Okay.
like, when I was in school, I minored in art, but it's something that I've always struggled with, is, like, taking myself seriously in art, because, like, to this day, my mom says... tus monitas. Like I'm just like,
trying to downplay your shit. Damn,
so
that's hard.
So it is hard, because it's like something that, like, I have a lot of fun with. Like, I love to draw ever since I was little. Like, we didn't have, like, there would be times where we would struggle and we would take, like, public transportation, and I would draw. I would be at the dentist's office. I would draw. I would just, like, look at cartoons, and I would, like, take inspiration from that, and I would draw. And then when I got to school, I went into, like, fashion. I was like, but why not do something that I love and, like, take it seriously, And so I've always kind of, like, struggled with that, whether, like, it should be something that I just love, or whether it should be something that I, like, should pursue and, like, take seriously.
Right.
And before, like, it was just something that I, like, posted and that I wanted to share. But now I'm considering, like, I've been watching, like, YouTubers and stuff, like illustrators, like, actually, like, develop shops and, like, sell their stuff, sell stickers, sell totes, sell pins, make t-shirts, like, expand. And I'm like, why shouldn't I do that? Like, I could totally take this to, like, something else, and, like, it could make me happy. I don't have to be miserable for, like, a third of my life.
For real. And I feel that, because I think one of the biggest things, and this has been truer since I've been trying to pursue, like, everything that I was telling you before we started, like, streaming or whatever, is that there really are no fucking rules. Like, you go hard at what it is that you want to do, and if you can do it well enough and refine, like, your craft, whatever it may be, whether it's, like, your audio production or your artwork, and anything at all, then you can definitely create a fucking living off of it, because there's so many fucking people, and we have access to all of them now with the power of the internet now.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I find it interesting that the, like, people that are driven to, I guess, color outside the lines of whatever we've been taught is, like, your conventional way of living are like, drawn together. And more so, it's very highlighted here, because the scene is maybe, like, infantile in a sense, to where now the people that are from our generation, they can see the potential of being artistic and creating something that you can actually make money off of. And I don't know, man, I find it really fucking cool, and I've always really liked the stuff that you put up on Instagram. I fuck with it.
Thank you.
But I also like your style.
Yeah,
very stylish person.
I thank you. I did want to, like, address when you first reached out to me. I was like, why? Like, I was just like, what do I have to offer? Like, what do I
thought you were doing this the whole time since then, honestly. Because, I mean, what you're already doing right now, I thought you were on that since then. Just we didn't always have, like, back and forth or whatever, but that was just my perception of it, because you were posting so prolifically, like, a bunch of cool shit. You. So I was like, oh, like, that'd be interesting to talk about.
And it's crazy, because, like, just this year I started taking myself a little bit more seriously. But it's like, como dice, Le siempre dice, she always says, like, tú te la tienes que querer. Like, you have to believe in yourself that you're capable.
For sure.
And
man.
once you get to that headspace of, like, oh, okay, like, I can fucking do this shit. Like, I have, the strength, the power, like, there's a lot of vulnerability involved when you put your stuff out there.
100%.
I bet when you, like, start your podcast, you're like, who's gonna listen to it? Who's gonna like it? It's you're putting yourself out there, you're putting your babies out there, and I feel like as a creator, you already know all the bad stuff in your art. Like, you're already like,
you already told yourself, like, what people are gonna think.
You're your own harshest critic. So 100%.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm finally, like, getting the courage to, like, put my shit out there, and like you said, like, it's cool that there's a scene happening here.
Oh shit, my bad.
Sorry, there's a scene happening here, but But I feel like the reason why there hasn't been more growth in the scene, it's because it's so unconventional. Like here in Laredo, it's like they don't really take the arts that seriously.
Yeah, no, we don't.
So it's good that like by having like a podcast or by us hanging out and having like art days, we're becoming like unifiers and we're giving like, you know, more of a space to like create. You know, it's really important.
True. Yeah, I fuck with that. And that brings me to you, Liz. How I don't know, like I honestly like I knew you back in the day, like not I guess not as well as I probably know Jen, but even then that's like not like a super close relationship. Yeah. But I didn't know that you were artistically inclined, and then today you pulled up with that, and I was like, fuck, that's dope. But like, you know, birds of a feather. So
yeah, no, I actually didn't take myself. I think I had the imposter syndrome. Like arts were never like promoted in my family, and my brother would draw and do things, and like they were really good. But I mean, he works at the oil fields, you know.
Right.
You are always pushed to do what's like gonna give you a profit.
Right.
And I was never pushed. So I actually just started drawing in March.
Nice.
This past year, and for the beginning of the year, I told Jen, I was like, dude, I want to start like doing artistic stuff. Like I want to like explore that side of myself, because I knew, I mean, I'm not, you know, super. I'm not gonna say I'm not talented, because I am talented.
Right.
I gotta believe it. Like I said, I'm preaching it. I gotta believe it. But I was never confident enough to like try it. And I think that's the first step when you're gonna try anything new. You have to like be confident. And one day we went to Hobby Lobby. They had a sale, and I was like, Genesis, I'm gonna buy like watercolors, because that's watercolor. I was like, I'm gonna try it, and it's like one of the hardest. It's one of the hardest like arts to like master. Yeah, it takes a lot of work, but for me, it started off as kind of like therapy, and because I liked it so much, I kept practicing. I kept watching videos. I kept like doing stuff to like better off myself in that sense. And then I'm supposed to sell that. Somebody is gonna pay me for that, and I'm like, I don't want to sell it. I'm like, oh, I don't want to like.
You're a little bit too attached to it.
Yes, because like it's a part of me, you know. Like
sure.
I took time to do it. I had to like visualize it. I had to like kind of, you know, mess with it. It's hours. It's like, you know, a good like 5-6 hours that I took doing that. And I mean, yeah, you sell it for like a little profit, but it's still a part of yourself. So yeah, like I started doing it, and little by little, I saw myself improve. I have my first drawing, and I don't want to show it. Nah, I'll show it later.
Okay,
when
as we get deeper in here.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. Like once I feel a little more comfortable.
Okay.
But yeah, I had like my first like painting, and it was like, I was like, what the hell? And I look back to it, but it's good to see your progress, and it's good to see like that motivates you to put something out there, and yeah, so hopefully in the future, I also like, you know, start focusing more on that and, you know, show it off. And I know I don't really show my artistic side. I'm really private with it, because like Jency was saying, is vulnerable. You know, you have to be vulnerable. You have 100%,
to like, man.
It's
I
like,
completely understand, yeah.
Right? And but I mean, you just kind of have to put it out there. And I sent Genesis, was it a picture or was it an article that said like, once you start like loving your passions, they kind of like take over. You know, when you start focusing on your passions, they take over, and then next thing you know, you're all about your passions, and they start rewarding you, and you start getting back. And although I don't think that's the whole point for me, because for me it was just like an escape.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
A healthy one.
A healthy.
A healthy escape.
Friend. Yes, a healthy one. I mean, the fact that somebody reached out to me and asked me to like buy something, I'm just like, oh, I didn't even know how to react. I was just like, oh, okay.
There we go.
I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll do it. And I said yes before I realized how much it took out of me. But I'm you know, I'm grateful. I'm grateful somebody was able to like just recognize it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my friend Alec.
That's dope, man.
Who's gonna get it? Well, my drawing.
Yeah.
My drawing.
Oh yeah. I was gonna.
It's still a piece of you, so.
I wanted to bring up. What did y'all think about the banana taped to a wall at the MoMA?
I have no idea.
You haven't heard about that?
No. What's this?
So this artist.
Wait, a banana taped to a wall.
Yeah,
At the moment.
it's like found objects, right?
Okay,
and
okay.
like I think that's what it's called, found objects. And he literally taped a banana to a wall, and it was sold for like a ridiculous amount. It like, you know how people try to like add criticism to shit that's like, are you fucking kidding me? Okay. So he did that, and then the most badass part, some person went and ate the fucking banana.
That's great.
Was that part of the art?
He was supposedly, the guy was a performance artist, and he just like,
cállate.
he kind of like did it to like shit on everybody,
Right.
and like the concept of like, I guess like the elite, and like, you know, because it was like 126,000, like some ridiculous number.
I believe you.
Have you guys been to like a lot of different like art galleries and stuff or not?
I have been to the ones, and I've been to 2 art museums in San Antonio. I don't remember the names.
I've been to the Blanton.
Oh, I've been to the Blanton too. It's pretty
I've
cool.
been to like student like shows and
Right,
stuff like
right,
that. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've only been to a couple of galleries here. One of which was Schwartz with Mauro Martinez. Wait, Mauro. I'm sorry if I messed up your name. Mauro.
Yes.
And they've held like a couple of different ones from different artists at Gallery 201, and now they're doing the ones in Cultura. But I feel like that the art that I've seen there is more so is not pretentious, I guess, right? Because it's like actual
it's
shit.
It's really raw.
Yeah.
From what I see, that like every artist that puts something out there is really like, you know, you can tell it's part of them. Like you can see that's their art, and I appreciate that. I mean, it might not be like the most commercial. You know, not everywhere's gonna want to have like something bleeding or like something crazy on their wall. But I mean, like as I mentioned before, it's a part of you. It's something that you're putting out there. So I mean, it takes a lot of nerve.
I went to a show. Well, because like when I lived in Austin, you know, the whole hipster scene.
Right, of course.
I would go to like the. I don't want to. Well, I would go with somebody.
Right. Okay.
You
A
know
person
what I mean?
in your past.
Person in my past.
Right. Okay.
Clearly, still upset. I'm just kidding.
Hold no grudge.
So I would go, and he would be like, "Yeah, super like underground show," and I'd be like, "All right, fine. Like, I have no choice." So we went to this place. It was like an actual like really cool like setting. Like it was like a house, but they had like in their backyard they had a skate ramp.
Oh, that's cool.
And they had like a big ass backyard, so they had a skate ramp, and they had like a bonfire going, and I was just like, what the? And then you went inside, and there was like a bunch of art from like people, right? And then there was one where it was just like a bunch of vaginas, and it was like pillow vaginas and like threaded vaginas, and like I was just like, oh wow, like, and then I started talking to the artist, and I was like, you know,
was it a girl?
Yes.
Okay. What was
Baby
the message?
bangs.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, you know, what's your thought process and blah blah blah. And she was like, well, you know, I'm just taking a stance on like feminism and blah blah blah. And I was just like, you know, that's cool. Like I'm all for like that. But there was nothing like inventive or like innovative about it. You know,
It was just like, here's some vaginas.
it's just vaginas. It's like, you know how they say about like Amy Schumer. She's
Right,
always
right.
like vagina. Well, yeah, like that's really what it was.
I guess. I don't know. I've never really been to like a gallery like that, but
Yeah,
that sounds cool.
there-
I suppose.
We went to a couple of like, because she lived in Austin. I live in San Marcos. So
Right.
every other weekend I would go and like, you know, crash at
Yeah.
her place. And that person would be like, oh, we're going to go to this place. And pues, let's go, right? Like, pues, I was a guest, so let's go. And I'll just be like, okay. Like, it, you know, when it came to like the techniques and
Right,
stuff like
right.
that, I was like, wow. Like, you know, super nice, super clean and stuff. But the content itself did not give me life.
Yeah,
I was
agree.
just like, okay, like,
it was just like for the like it was like aesthetic, or it was just like como, you know, like the vagina is something that like is very
it's very nice.
it's nice, but I feel like,
I agree.
you know, the feminists were trying to like reclaim it, because like everything is like phallic symbols and stuff, like
Right,
of
okay.
power, like
Okay.
you know, that little like the thing in Washington, what's it called?
Fuck the obelisk.
No,
Yeah,
The
no,
obelisk?
the monument that
Washington
like this.
Monument. It's an obelisk.
Okay, I guess. Well, you know how they say that like a lot of like monuments of like power are, like phallic shaped or whatever.
Do pyramids count as like phallus?
No.
phallic?
no,
No, right?
no,
Okay.
they're
But so I think it's cool that like we're trying to like, you know, like Georgia O'Keeffe, you know, she did that with her flowers. I think it's fucking cool. But it's like, what else? You know? And I felt like a lot of the art in the Austin scene was just like people thinking like, oh, that would be cool. But it's like, I don't think I don't care about that.
Do you think maybe most of it is born out of like a position of like a social justice warrior type of thing, or like
I think
maybe trying to like pander to that type of
probably.
shit? Is that what you feel?
Yes. Like I just felt like for me, if I were to be living in Austin, I wouldn't feel as confident as I do right now to like put my work out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Like although like, well, you know, because like again, imposter syndrome. Like like I would feel like, who cares about what I have to say? Like these kids, you know,
and they
have this like dumb confidence of just like, well, you know, I'm working as a waitress and like my parents are paying for my rent. So like I literally dedicate myself to like my art.
Right.
And like when I lived in Austin, I was barely making it and I didn't have to have the help from my parents. I didn't have a stable job. No. So like instead of dedicating myself to the arts, I had to dedicate to myself like to survive.
To the hustle.
Exactly.
100%.
And so now I'm in a comfortable space to like create and put myself out there. And even though Laredo can be like really judgmental, I feel that there's a lot of like, es como familia, you know, people like do embrace you. And I'm not gonna shit on Austin because I have friends that live there and I have like people that reached out and they've said to me like, dude, like we want your art. Like whenever you put your stickers out there, like we want to buy it. But I do feel like that there's like a lot of like privilege over there. And
perhaps, right?
Not too much substance in like the art, but I don't want to generalize. That's just my experience while I was there.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm mostly a passenger through Austin, and whenever I'm over there, we're always at breweries and stuff.
I
so.
know.
Yeah.
I see. Well, if we ever cross paths,
right.
I would love to like take you to like those little artsy fartsy.
Cool, because I'm into that shit. Believe it or not, people. Like, but
your friends are like, oh, breweries, right?
Yeah, but I'm also super into breweries too. Like, don't get me wrong. And and this is like not necessarily related to art galleries or what have you, but one of the biggest mistakes that I made in Austin was when Chicano Batman was there, and I had tickets, but I didn't go.
Why?
Because I was a bitch.
Damn.
No.
Yeah, no.
And they put,
so
I seen them. They put such a good show.
I fucking bet, man. Their like Tiny Desk concert is fucking amazing. But so my brother was gonna go, and he originally had the tickets, and he was like, "I'm not gonna be able to make it. You're already up there. Here, happy birthday." It was also like right around my birthday, right? And I was like, okay. And it was fight night with the boys and shit. And I was like, let's fucking go. I got tickets. And they're like, nah, dude. And I was like, fuck, I kind of don't want to go and experience this by myself, but I should have.
Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Okay. Who? Can you name the names of
yes,
the people?
the fucking people you guys know. Mikey, Alan.
Hey, Mikey and Alan. Fuck you.
Also, they're not into like Chicano Batman, so like.
But they're so amazing.
They are. I know. I understand. Yeah.
But see, like you're in a city that has so much to offer. Like, why are you gonna close up yourself to just like what you know? Like, it's like you're gonna go to Austin. Are you gonna go?
Do you hear that, Mikey?
Are you gonna go to Pizza Hut or are you gonna go to what's it called?
The Parlor.
Yeah, there you go. Like
that's our fucking spot.
You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna go to like franchise restaurants? No, you go explore. You go like put yourself out there.
Right. No. And in their defense, they do like Austin shit. But it just so happens that they were not into Chicano Batman, and I didn't. I chose quality time over Chicano Batman, just because they're like my brothers and shit, and I don't.
I'm just gonna say something right now. My opinion of Alan and Mikey changed completely.
I'm sorry, guys.
Look,
new low for y'all.
Yeah, you have Alan and Mikey forever, but Chicano Batman.
I know, man, and I still beat myself up about it. But
yeah.
Oh well.
But they come around often.
Yeah,
like
they
go
to San Antonio
shortly thereafter. They had like a fucking free show or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I think you like told me about it.
Yeah, I did. I remember that. Yeah. I was like, I can't make it, but like maybe you should go. Dude, they're great.
I know.
How'd you guys even come across them?
I think Liz told me about them. And
you told me about
them. Let me tell you.
I found arbiter of fucking music.
I found
we share a lot of artists.
Yeah.
We like listen to this.
Yeah, because we have we think that going to a concert is like a religious experience.
For real.
Okay.
Like whenever I go to a concert, I feel like le estoy alabando al Señor. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like
it's honestly one of the best feelings. Live music. I feel like so often I have to go see a live band play.
Because it's like transcendental.
Yeah, even if it's not somebody known, just like live music, it's like
everyone's
going
just
back
like
to art.
vibing, you know?
Yeah, man.
The motherfucking vibes.
For real.
Alright.
That's the truth.
It's a fucking
So it was 2016, worst year of my life. And and I listened to
Same. What the
Black.
fuck,
2016 was universally the worst year
I don't think
ever.
anybody had a good 2016.
My shitty 2016 didn't end until 2017.
Same.
It bled all the way into that bitch.
Yes, it was just the worst.
Yeah.
It was for reasons I don't even want to name,
100
but we know which one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
So, cheers to that. So, what was I gonna say? So I found out about black lipstick.
Okay.
And the lyric that her lipstick's black and she don't smile at all. I was like, bitch.
And she sent me that song and she was like, listen to this song. And so I was like, are you okay, friend? I was like,
it's a fucking amazing song.
It is,
I really love it.
Yeah, and from there, like, we just kind of, I kind of just started listening to them. And I actually saw them in 2016. No, 2017, I'm lying.
She got me a shirt. That's how real it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. I came across them in a weird way because one of my cousins, he's like a content creator or whatever. The intro to Black Lipstick was the intro to a lot of, I think correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, if you ever watch this or listen to this, but he has this internet-based show called Leaders Create Leaders, right? It's on YouTube. And if I'm not mistaken, the first season, the intro to it is like the first bit of Black Lipstick, right?
Dude, that's crazy.
So then I always heard it and I was like, what is that? So then I actually heard the whole song and I was like, this is crazy. And then I heard the story of how he found out about them. So my other cousin, his brother, was in like Los Cabos or whatever, fucking Mexico, walking down the beach, and there was a bar that was playing something crazy, and he heard it, and it was that song. So he just went in and he was like, what song is this? And then the bartender and everyone in the bar was singing the song. And this is circa like, I don't know, whenever that song originally came out, like years ago, right? And they were like, it's Chicano Batman, and then that's how it like came onto my radar.
Dude, isn't it crazy how I named the song that united to yours?
Yeah.
Your story.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
That is a synchronicity if I've ever seen one.
For real?
Yeah, and that's the first song that I heard, and then I just went down the fucking rabbit hole with them. Fucking some of it. I spent a good while just listening to like their music.
It's beautiful, like especially like their freedom is like
freedom is free.
Yes, I love that song.
You seen the video?
No,
it's pretty fucking cool.
That song is like, it has like a political statement behind it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
They brought it out like what, 2016?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, like whenever,
if I'm not mistaken.
Whenever you know who.
I think that whole album, like that song Run.
Oh yes.
Man,
I think my favorite song is Angel Child.
I don't know if I remember that one.
Yeah.
But I will take a listen.
We'll listen to it.
Yeah,
it's fucking.
But it's the same album, right?
Yeah, it's the same album. Yeah, because it's like you play the title track. Is the first track the title track? I don't know, but like it just plays through so smoothly.
Oh my god,
it's fucking great. Yeah,
everybody should listen to them
for real. And I feel like it's a missing part of like that scene that had like no representation for like Latinos or whatever you want to call it that.
Honestly, like their sound is so like, I don't know.
I fucking love the organ that they throw down on like all the
Cycles of Existential Rhyme.
Dude, that's my motherfucking number one jam.
I feel like that's the song I play every time I like go home after partying. Like that's
Are you serious?
Yes,
dude. Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yes.
It just has such a fucking.
No, I do not drive by that.
I saw
when I take you Ubers, you know.
When I saw them in San Antonio, I swear to God, like it started up like super chill, you know, playing, and then they started playing like, you know, the more like cumbia kind of. Dude, it was like a party, like a wedding, like. It got so like nice and lit. I was just like, oh my God, like I belong here. For once, I felt like I belong there.
Yeah.
And that's why I really like them too, because like they do give you that kind of familiarity that,
for sure,
you know, I mean,
like they have some sounds that like are in the song that maybe maybe just me, but like remind me of like the old shit that my parents would listen to like at family gatherings and shit. You know what I mean? But like in a different way, but that same like
it's the familiarity
comfort.
Of it, you know. For
100%.
sure. I try to find songs like that. I'm starting a playlist. It's private right now on Spotify, but it's called Canciones de mi papá y de mi mamá.
That's so cute.
And I have all these songs that, you know, from like old, but then I'll go on, and that's why I love Spotify. Fuck up with me. I'm just kidding. No.
No, whatever. I mean, I use
Honestly.
Google
To
Play.
each
So
their
it's
own.
whatever.
Yeah, to each their own. But because
I usually use YouTube Music, but whatever.
Yeah, YouTube
Do
is
you?
pretty good because they have like a lot of variety.
they do. They have a lot of people that like they're not on platforms yet, and you
Yep,
get to find out. In high school. I used to use YouTube to like find new music. That's how I did it.
And I pay for YouTube Red, so it has like their own music app, which, and also with
Wow.
that it works with like Google Music. You get it too, but the Google Music app kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So I just use whatever. Point is, I'm
It's
sorry.
pretty
keep
dope,
going.
though.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I feel like songs, and I just showed this song to Genesis on the car, and it's called Adios Adios, and it really sounds like a song from like what's a band, like Pegaso. You know who's Pegaso?
Yeah.
You know, Grupo Pegaso, and it sounds like them, but it has like the twist, and it just every time I listen to it, I get happy because nostalgia.
Yeah.
It brings you back to a place where you feel good.
And I feel like that's the fucking right word to describe
Nostalgia.
like cycles of existential rhyme. Like it's
There you
just
go. Yeah, you're so right.
super fucking nostalgic. Like even I don't know if you've ever seen the video for it.
Yes, of course I've seen the video.
And I'm like, fuck, this video is
Super
like,
serious.
Okay.
of course I've seen the motherfucking video.
This shit's
the
serious
video is
right
great,
now.
man.
Yeah.
The video's even like it's very
It's like it's such a bittersweet song.
yes.
And
The video captures that emotion.
for
like,
some
great.
reason, I'm like so attached to that kind of feeling, like that like whole heartache, bittersweet, looking back. I don't know why. I don't know what the hell happened in my past life that I'm like so attached to it.
Word.
But yeah, like they captured that so beautifully, and yeah, we love Chicano back then.
Yeah,
I
shout
do
out
too.
to them.
That's one of like my fucking favorite artists.
The shirt I got, Genesis, it looks like the Mazapan logo. You know, they have a song that says her skin looked like Mazapan.
Yeah.
I was just like, I need to get this. And I mean, they were a little pricey, but still, I mean, just having that memory and just like I said, going back to live music, it just gives you so much like happiness and
Yeah, man.
and like it fills
For
you
sure.
up. I feel bad for people who don't like live music. I could never. It's not like I'm gonna marry, but I can never marry somebody who doesn't like to go to shows
Yeah.
and who doesn't like to go explore and see, and especially who doesn't like
I feel
that
like
kind of music.
I feel like the people in our generation or within like our same age range, there's like two sections of it. People that are down to go hang out at a place to chill, drink, and like listen to some live music and maybe get a little off of that, and then the other side of it, which is just people that just go to fucking get hammered and
They don't care.
like
Yeah.
just go to happy hour, like that's their regular spot. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. I agree. Coming back to Laredo, and that's something that I kind of miss out of living out of town.
Right.
Is when I lived out of town, I was kind of free. I mean, I was still having to hustle to pay my bills because
Yeah,
it's
of
expensive
course.
living on your own, especially if you're living in the Austin area.
Yeah, yeah,
And I lived in San Marcos, but still pretty, like it was getting expensive.
for sure.
Either way, but I was still kind of like, everybody was like single, everybody was doing their own thing, everybody. I mean, there were people in couples, but they weren't.
No estaban como casados.
Yeah, and then I came back home.
Like they can still be their own people.
Yeah, there you
Exactly.
go. Yeah, people were individuals. They weren't like, oh, that's a couple. I'm sorry. But when I came back to Laredo, I came back 2 years ago. That was like on my face, like, oh shit, everybody's married, everybody's having
booed up.
kids. Yeah, no, and there's nothing wrong with you being booed up. Like I think it's beautiful when
Guilty.
when you find somebody that like you can share that with.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah,
amazing.
for sure.
I hope I have that one day, but it's not necessarily what I'm going after in life. Regardless, like when I came back, he was like, slap on your face, like, oh, you're not married, you're not, having kids, like, or you don't have a boyfriend, you don't have, and I'm just like, no, and I never felt bad about those things until I came back here, and I think the culture here is divided. Like, I'm happy people are finally kind of like rejecting that.
Yeah, like opening up to other shit.
Like there's nothing bad if you want to be a mom, you want to have kids, family, awesome, good for you, but that's not what I want. I respect it, but like don't try to push those ideas into me. And because I still want to go to concerts, I still want to do art, and you can do those things even if you have kids, but it just sounds like it's really hard.
Yeah.
And
sure.
yeah, I would not want to do that for sure. Like I want to be selfish, and Right. Like I think being selfish is seen like such a bad thing. Like, oh,
it's because like I feel like being like. I feel like having that life of like that bohemian lifestyle of like going to shows and like choosing yourself and being single for a long time and like, you know, como son las mamás, es, ella todavía soy señorita. She's like, she's a virgin. She's not married. She's a virgin.
I know.
I feel like there's so much Mom. Like pressures, like there's so many pressures applied to women, not like to men as well, right? Because for like the men,
everyone
like,
has gender roles,
right?
So.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like for white people, it's just like there's like so much like freedom when it comes to them, and I feel like it shouldn't be a standard for just like white people. Like every person, like people of like brown cultures, like we should have like the liberty to like do those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I feel like everybody should be free to choose their life without having like some sort of, you know, path they're supposed to follow.
Like, have you seen that movie?
No, which one?
Blah blah blah. With that guy, he's like he falls in love. The Big Sick.
Oh yeah, that movie's fucking great.
And he pretty much tells his mom, like, look, Mom, like, I'm not gonna marry like an Indian woman. I'm in love with like a white girl. I'm a comedian. Like, I'm choosing this like super like
Great
alternative lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that like I'm a disappointment to you as your son. And oftentimes I feel like the way we feel is like, I'm sorry, Mom.
Right along
you know
that
what I
vein.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry that
like I'm sorry I don't have. I'm sorry you don't have another like
Exactly,
grandson daughter.
Like, I'm sorry que no me gusta, like, I don't like to like make tortillas from scratch and like, you know.
And if you can do that, that's like a major plus for anyone out
Okay, Josh.
I can.
but like it's cool to have both.
The thing is that you don't have to choose.
It's cool to have both. That's what I'm saying.
I can make tortillas de
Boom.
harina. And
What's up? Hit her up.
Okay, I know how to make tamales.
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, for you though.
But like, it's just like it shouldn't feel like
Like
that
you gotta
big of a
choose.
deal.
Right. No,
You
I get
know?
it. I get exactly what you're saying, and I feel that one of the things that maybe plays a factor into it is that in maybe white America is a little bit more susceptible to like influence from. I guess now we kind of have like predominantly the breaking down of like the nuclear family, but that's not so much a thing that we experience because in like Mexican American culture, family is like the fucking main thing.
Right.
Whereas
Yeah.
opposed to like in this may just be my dumb understanding because I don't have very many white friends. This is just observation. But
Yeah, they don't like their parents.
yeah,
I'm
like
just
they
kidding.
like
Some of them do. I'm just kidding.
right. No, like right, but I feel like maybe the emphasis is more so like capitalist based.
Right.
Like progress, make money, and
Right,
fucking
right.
Mhm.
you know, like you're 18, why are you not out of the house yet?
Yeah.
Where like as here that fucking people live with their parents for like a long time, even
Mhm.
after like they get married and shit, and it's not necessarily something that's looked down upon.
No.
Maybe like in some cases when we're like, dude, what the fuck, right? But I think it just plays so much of a huge influence, like the culture that our parents brought over and like continue to instill in us. And I mean, I don't know, I'm like a first generation Mexican American, so my parents were both from Mexico, right? So
Same.
like the same thing with that, like they're super like, nah, dude, like your family is the main thing. And although like we've had our differences, and I feel super, hold up, I feel like it's popping hardcore, I'm sorry. Anyways, so like and we've had our differences into like one of the biggest things, and I don't know if this also affects y'all, but like one of the biggest things was like your faith or whatever, and that was always like a fucking huge point.
I carry the Catholic guilt for sure.
The Catholic guilt, that's a good one. Yeah, I know. And I fucking went to like a Catholic private school for like a good portion of me being in elementary, and then like Sunday school and shit, like later on in high school and all that. So whatever. But I felt like that was initially one of the things that created like a pretty crazy barrier between like myself and my parents, specifically with my mom, because she's more like religiously inclined than anything else. And like at the end of it, like I remember having so many fucking like heated discussions and arguments that I was like, doesn't fucking matter like whether or not I go to church, like it's not the point. Like it's all, if Spaniards would have never been here, then we would have never even fucking had this religion. So like
Catholicism.
Like I don't know. And I like to look at situations within the context of the shit that happens around it, so I can't just ignore the past, you know what I mean? But my point being is that inherently I feel that the Mexican American culture is so deeply rooted in both like spiritualism and religion, but at the same time, like familial bonds that gender roles are super like outlined and enforced.
Yes.
And not so much in white America, because I guess like they're the founders of the nation, and within that, like they instill, I don't know if it's like necessarily like capitalistic fucking ideals or what have you, but more so like mobility, I guess, to where like the American dream. And it's it's funny to bring that up, because I feel like our culture, Mexican Americans, buy hard into the idea of the American dream, and it's like not really a thing anymore.
I almost feel like
that was long-winded, I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. I almost feel in that this is something I'm kind of envious of, and this is something that I've noticed in media. I feel like white people just get like a blank slate. You know what I mean? Like they can just be whatever they want to be. They can have whatever identity. They can pursue whatever. But if you have like a Mexican person or like a black person or an Asian person, it's like culture. And if you want to pursue anything that's outside of that identity, it's like you're betraying your culture.
Yeah,
and you're trying to like whitewash yourself. And I think that's like super unfair. You know what I mean? I feel like you should just pursue the things that you want to pursue without feeling like you're betraying, you know, your family or your culture or your, like, it's just like you need to find meaning with yourself and your purpose within yourself, not like follow this like outlined path that unfortunately has been defined in like, you know, since colonization. You know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
Like we need to have freedom to explore what we want to explore, and like unfortunately like our parents like don't have like that knowledge to be like, pues voy a dejar a mi hijo, mi hija que you know, to like take the route that they want to take. Like they don't question beyond whatever has been like paved down for them.
Yeah, like beyond the confines of the fucking out coloring lines or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's funny, like, so one of the previous episodes that we did a while back, I had like the, I guess now president of like the TAMU Philosophical Society. I might be saying that wrong. Anyways. And the topic of the discussion then was universal basic income, and her argument was, I feel like that'll just create more laziness. But then I was like, or it would allow people to like really be able to pursue what they want because their like base needs are handled, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like because, again, given my background specifically, my parents went through so much of a struggle that the conventional means was like better for them, and being able to provide for myself and my brothers, that they're like, you have to fucking follow this shit.
I mean, that's what was available to them, you
exactly
know? And it's just like a generational like cycle. Like, you know, their parents work hard, so you have to work hard.
Yeah.
And they had to work hard, and then now you have to work hard. And how dare you go against everything I taught you, Josh?
Why are you out here fucking talking into the microphone, bro? What are you wasting your intelligence on?
You're not.
And you're.
It's like Beyonce said, "My baby's already rich." You know, like
you gotta start somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got.
You know,
all it takes is somebody to dare to step out of it. I love like motivational quotes, but like weird ones. And there was one that said that they're like, you're struggling because you're breaking your family's curses.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like mind blown.
Boom.
I was like, damn, like maybe I'm not gonna end up being Beyonce, unfortunately. But you know, like I'm gonna break barriers, and I see it with like my little nieces. And I know I love my brothers, my siblings and stuff, but they probably hate me because I am, quote, a bad influence. But I'm like, if I don't dare to do these things for myself, then they're gonna like stay in the same place, my nieces. And I just love like hearing them say like, oh, we want to do these things because you're doing it. Oh, we're like want to like try this thing because you're trying it, and little things like that. And it just takes somebody to like dare to step out. And like I said, I mean, we chose that life. We chose the side struggle, but I think it's more fulfilling. I mean, if I am to ever have kids, I'll be able to like guide them through some like a different route, and not necessarily to like the you know, most common one. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy with like what I have turned out. I'm sorry, mom, but you know, like
you should have titled the episode that. I'm sorry, mom.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, but it's true. I mean, it's just really hard to like put yourself out there, and even with this, like with the art, and like I like my art, and my mom would be like, okay, that looks like the you know, the devil's eye, and it's an all-seeing eye, by the way, which it could be, I guess, but definitely could be God's eye. That's a different podcast we should have.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm like, whatever, like this is something I'm doing for me, like it's not for you, it's not for anybody, it's just for me. And going back to like being selfish, and they see you as being selfish
As a woman, though.
Yeah, I guess it's
you know
very
what I
different
mean?
from like,
because like a woman's role is limited. You're a homemaker. Haces de
Yeah.
comer y limpias y te quedas calladita, right? And that's it.
I've been told by like my siblings, like, okay, so you need to have kids already, and they don't even tell me like, oh, you need to get married and meet somebody that you care and you want to. No, they're like, you need to have kids. Yeah,
pop them out.
Andale, yeah, like you need to have kids right now, and I'm like, why? And they're like, because we already had kids, and I'm like, so like. And they're like, who's your kids going to play with? I'm like, I don't know. Like, me? I don't know. But it's just, it takes a lot of bravery to do what you want to do. And it takes, you know, and yeah, a lot of balls. And I mean,
and that
just
brings
gotta have 'em.
that brings me to the next thing I wanted to ask. So, like, how did you guys decide to come together to create HomeGirl?
Ooh, well, this is like an idea that's like, what is it?
Is it coming into fruition now as we speak?
We're trying to.
We are.
It's been since like this year, right? We started like the idea on it. So, okay, Liz, you expand on it. I feel like you look really excited.
Well, I'm happy. Yeah, because the thing is that Jen and I have really similar like life paths. We have gone through a lot, and it just happened that we never had the time to just give ourselves into stuff that we love and that we did for fun. We always had to work. We had school. We had shitty exes. Ew. You know, like it was always like our life was so polluted, and for once we were both in a position where like, oh yeah, like we have all this free time, like what the fuck we're gonna do with it, like. So I mean, yeah, like Netflix is cool sometimes, you know, YouTube,
sure.
like you can get lost hours and hours,
For sure.
you know. But I mean, we're like, no, dude, like we need to like, we have this like innate drive to do something, so like let's do it. And we started off saying that we were gonna start a depop. I actually took Genesis pictures at
nice.
For her depop, and she took some of mine, but I wasn't feeling good that day. I was going through stuff because it was my birthday, and every time it's my birthday I go through like 2 weeks of like depression because I'm getting old, and then I'm okay.
Right.
So I was just not feeling myself, but we took those pictures, and we said, right, like we're this, and I promised myself that I had some goals, and some of them were like, you know, explore my creative side, explore things that I like haven't tried, and then that's how we decided that we're gonna have like this little, what is it? It's not a collective. What are we? We're friends.
It's like a duo, a power duo,
okay,
I guess.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just have like this inspiration board where we just kind of like collect like ideas and like a vision that we would see for like HomeGurls. And we don't know yet what we want to turn that to, but we just know that like we're HomeGurls, you know? And we just like want to be able to like maybe sell things or like go out there in the community and do something.
Yeah,
we haven't refined it yet.
Also celebrate.
So it's nebulous.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Also celebrate like female friendship, because it's really like, I don't know many girls that have like good friends. I'm happy I have Genesis here because it's been so hard to make other girl friends, and I do have a few. I mean, I'm not gonna say like, you know, I am pretty out there with, you know, the community. So I know a lot of people, but to call somebody my friend and to call a girl my friend is really hard. There's a lot of competition among women. There's a lot of like bad like vibes among women.
A lot of animosity.
Yeah, for sure. Like frenemies kind of deal. And I hate that. And I think that's something that I would also like to highlight through like HomeGurls, just that, you know, you gotta empower
camaraderie.
Yeah, empower yourself. And honestly, I had if I didn't hang out with Genesis and see her like do her art, I probably would never have tried to like paint. And it's because and like little things like that. She inspired me that way. Sometimes she tells me like, oh dude, like if you because you're here, like I was able to like feel more empowered, like to talk, to say things, to go out there and try things. And it's just like celebrate female friendship more than anything.
I will say that like I have a lot of social anxiety, and this happens every time, like especially in college. I would go out with Liz, and we would get to the door and I'd be like, I can't do this. Like it'd be a party and I'd be like, Liz, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. I cannot go in. We need to go home. And she'd be like, Genesis,
relax,
go. And I'm like, I can't, dude. I cannot. I can't. And she'd be like, we're going. We're already here. We're going. And she would make me, I would be like, Liz, tú ve primero. Like you step in first. She'd be like, no. And she would make me be the one that stepped in, like, step foot into the light first. And then I'd be like, hey, like little performance, like, what's up? Like, even though I'm dying inside. And like, yeah, like I hated her at the moment because I was like, like I hate this. But she really like does give me like the courage to like just fucking do it, like just go for it. Like, why are you like, don't be scared. I'm here to support you. And I feel like that's something that like you can do through friendship, like that support system,
for
like
sure.
where they're
That
just
should
like, come
be
on,
that.
bro, like don't pussy out, like that's a little toxic, whatever. But still, like you're just like,
But it's true.
fuck, I'm gonna do it,
Yeah.
And yeah, like we need more of that kind of energy.
Yeah, I feel like girls should start seeing each other as allies and not like as competition. And like I said, it's been hard making friends here in Laredo because I feel like girls are not that welcoming. And I tried. Like, I'll be like, hey, I like your outfit. Whatever. Like, all right, you're missing out. I'm not. Yeah, I'm that cocky.
It's interesting that you bring that up because that's true. Like a lot of women that I know, they'll bring that up. Like it's difficult to be friends with like another girl, another woman, or what have you. And I'm always curious why, because like I don't know. I don't have a female perspective, so
it's just that women are okay. We are pretty, and that has a lot to do with like the kind of relationships you're gonna get, being.
That's fucking crazy.
We live in a patriarchal society.
Yeah, like if you're good looking, like you haven't made like I know that once in a while, like once in a while, like I'm gonna get somebody like to pay for my drinks, to pay for my food, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I ain't gonna hate on it. I'm gonna take advantage of my privilege, of course. I think it would be a crime if I didn't. Either way, like, I mean, that's me. But if somebody else sees that and they don't get it, of course they're gonna get mad. And I'm not saying because like it's about look, but it's just that those dynamics, like I think that women are always pinned against each other, like who's better, who like is hotter, who like there's always a competition among women. And even if you want to be the most like, oh yeah, I'm so open-minded and like I love women, but then like you go talk to them and they're not like open, they're not welcoming and stuff like that. It's just like, or I mean, just that's just a flaw in general. People can be really shitty.
Yeah, that's true. And I
yeah,
feel like
men and
women.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean,
a lot of scumbags out there.
Well, that's another podcast as well. I'm just kidding.
Let's get into that shit.
Yeah, no.
I mean, not into that, but like whatever.
But there is a lot of like people here that like will pretend to be your friend, but they're out there to see what they can get out of you. They can get out of you, or they can use you. How can they use you in some way? And but that's just the whole dynamic here in Laredo. Like who you know is how you are, like who you are, or whatever. And yeah, I try to make like friends, and it's being hard. And that's just me, and I'm pretty friendly. I'm pretty like, hey, like
approachable.
Yeah. I like to talk to anybody, and I don't know, when it comes to women, it just hasn't happened. But if I go to talk to a guy, pues yeah, like easy. Yeah, they'll welcome me, and I feel like guys are more welcoming here than girls are. And I'm just like, why aren't we like all being friends? Why aren't we collaborating? Why are we?
Question.
Yeah, like why are we like separating each other and not like working together to like empower each other? No, instead we're everybody's kind of doing their own thing, and they're really like jealous about it. Like not jealous,
possessive, territorial.
Yeah, like they're really
Just
like
got hoes pissing on shit everywhere.
Yeah,
right. This is my territory.
No, it is.
That was a dog joke as well.
Yeah, it is. It is disappointing. Like there's, I feel like we are kind of like survival of the fittest, dog eat dog world. Going back to the dog joke, but like it's just like, dude, we're all in this together, And if we have similar interests, if you look like a cool chick and I'm a cool chick, like let's just be friends, because it's freaking hard to like survive every day, and like. We all try to be like, we provide this like weird intimacy online, right? Where we like share tweets and like IG photos and exactly like, oh my God, wife me right now.
Which I fucking just want to say this as a dude, don't say Yas King, all right? Don't do it, please.
But yeah, we have all this.
Unless you're doing it ironically.
You wouldn't like somebody to be like, yes, Queen Ken on your picture.
Honestly.
Ironically, yes.
Exactly.
Like
with little crown emojis.
Like if Mikey were to do it or something, I know that
with
we're being fucking
sign.
ironic to each other.
Yeah.
So like, but like if you're out here being serious, like, man, come on.
Yeah.
Relax.
Well, yeah, it's just like.
That's also just me, and I'm an asshole, so I'll say that. So it's fine.
There's like this support system, say one like of that exists like online, right? And then you go out there in like actual like IRL, right? In real life.
Yeah,
I'm being annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like, oh shit, like it's just so awkward
it's
and so
social
weird.
Anxiety as fuck.
It is, and it's just like, dude, let's just fucking like, let's just connect. Let's like do something. Let's collaborate. Let's be friends. Let's have like a genuine conversation. But it's like. It just feels so
it's hard
awkward.
to get past that fucking precipice. Like it's just
yeah.
like,
I mean, I feel like everybody has their own little like internet persona, and I mean that's just what you put out there,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have an internet persona.
Neither do I, because my IG is like dead.
Wait,
like
do y'all think I have an internet persona?
No, I mean, and I don't think it's too far off from who you really are.
Cool.
Honestly,
Because I know you enough to be like, oh, that's Jen.
Okay, cool. Because I shit post a lot and just like share like self-care shit. But I do believe in self-care. Like that is
for sure.
I have Jordan Peterson's book in my closet, but I have it.
You do?
Yeah, I have a lot of books.
I don't know how I feel about him.
Jordan Peele?
Jordan Peterson, dude.
Jordan Peele is hilarious.
I was about to say he has a book.
I follow this like Sigmund Freud like dank memes page, and they always shit on Jordan Peterson.
Why? Okay, so how do you? Okay, let's get into that.
Kind of like relate him to like incels.
I guess I don't know.
Like they shit on him so much.
You don't want to read that book,
and they
Josh.
pit Zizek. You know who Zizek is, right?
No.
Zizek is like this like capitalism. Like he's just like this like
he sounds like that. He sounds like that.
He literally sounds like that.
Yeah.
He's always like fixing his shirt. He's like capitalism. I know him because my ex was obsessed with him.
Of course.
Slavoj Zizek. And they literally had like philosopher versus philosopher. And it was Jordan Peterson versus Zizek, and Zizek just like shit on him. That's all I have to say about that.
I fuck with. I mean, he did have like his recent whole thing that happened.
Super awkward. Is it okay to go to the restroom?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's gonna like once you walk out, not the door directly in front of you, the one right after.
All right, don't talk shit about me. No,
I'm
just kidding.
I just said that like I appreciate you as a friend, and you're like, don't talk shit about me.
I know, right?
I love you, Liz.
Damn it!
I know we're in Laredo, but I'm not like that.
What about you, Liz? Do you feel like you have any form of like social anxiety type stuff?
I used to, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Did you go to United Side Middle School?
Yes.
All right, I went to United Side Middle School.
Okay.
And I was in the ESO program.
Okay.
And for a long time, I didn't like you.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, and it wasn't you.
I'll say this though, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. But at the time, I didn't know English at all, so I was learning English. And I remember I said something, and there was a group, and they made fun of me. And I remember I saw you, and I mean, your face is really like unique, like.
Okay.
I don't know. You don't look like anybody like that. Like will get lost in the crowd, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing.
Well, thank you.
For sure. So for a long time, I was like, I don't like that guy because he was in the group. And I feel like out of all the people there, like you were the only one that stood up. And you probably don't remember, but I had so much like anxiety to like speak in English and like say things because of my accent and because people would make fun of me. So a big part of high school, I wouldn't like talk.
You were very quiet.
Yeah.
Okay, I definitely remember that.
Yeah, and it was because like I was scared of people making fun of me. And then when was it? Yeah, because I would talk and people wouldn't think I was smart because of my accent. And I never, I used to resent that, but now I'm over it. I'm like, whatever. Like,
yeah.
Like I said, you're missing out.
Yeah. If you don't want to get to know me, it's on you.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And for like, but and then I got to know you and I'm like, you know what? He's actually pretty cool. Like, I need to get over it. And that's something I always work on, like get over little grudges. I don't like to hold grudges on people. But obviously, I'm not gonna stay somewhere where I'm not being respected.
For sure.
But yeah, I like to get over it, and I got to know you, and I'm like, oh, he's cool. But yeah, for a long time because I couldn't speak English. I could speak English, but I had my accent.
Of course.
People.
We all do, by the way. People in Laredo, we all have a fucking accent.
And you know what? When I moved out of Laredo and I moved to San Marcos for college to Texas State,
right?
That's when my anxiety like literally vanished.
It didn't skyrocket.
No.
Nice.
You know what? Because like I was like, okay, I'm in this whole new place, and I didn't have my family. I only knew Genesis, and but she had, she was with her ex, so like she was pretty much like out of the picture for a while. So I was like
out of commission.
Yeah, she was, and I mean, no shame. And I did the same when I had a boyfriend.
People grow and learn.
Yeah. And so I was like, if I don't put myself out there, and if I don't like start making connections, and if, like I'm gonna be by myself, and these 4 years are gonna be fucking miserable. So I pretty much started putting myself out there, and I started making friends, and I started making connections, and I started like going out and having fun and meeting people, and I met really, really amazing people out there. And I think that had I been anxious, like had I been carrying that insecurity of like, oh, you have an accent, I probably wouldn't met anybody. I probably would have like gone to school, graduated, come back, and
still been like shelled up.
Yeah, and it's just not in me. Like it has never been in me. And when I grew up in Mexico, I went to school up into 5th grade over there in Mexico. And I was like always like getting in trouble because I would always be talking. I would always be like having my little group of friends and things like that. And it's just, you just gotta be brave. You cannot, like, as much as social anxiety, it's like it weighs heavy, because I sometimes get it. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. But if you don't work on it, cállate.
No, she totally missed the cup. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Really.
I'm so sorry.
It's cool, dude. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, this is like kind of strong.
That was like such a slow motion drop.
Miss. I was like, that was hilarious.
But yeah, like social anxiety is something that I do have. But I'm a health educator, right? And I work teaching people, talking to people all day. So if I have social anxiety, I won't be able to perform my job.
Right. So
that's something that like I work on. And by working on, like I watch videos on like public speaking. I watch videos on like, how to like fix the tone of your voice, how to like project, things like that. So social anxiety is pretty normal. Anxiety is the most common like mental health problem in the US. And everybody has it. So like if everybody has it, like then what are you worrying?
I will say this.
Great, you're back.
When I present, I give TED Talks, okay? No, for real though. Like when I watch TED Talks because I've noticed that people that like go around and they're like, they like make eye contact with the audience, and they like kind of like, I don't know, I feel like they suck in the air of the people that are breathing in the room, and then they're like precise like eye contact. You make an impact. And every time I present, I hope my employers are not watching this, but like every time I present, I just like try to like connect with the person that's like making like the softest eyes, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm talking to you, and it literally feels like I'm on Broadway, like, because I feel like I just don't have that personality that's very like, hey, what's up? How's
Yeah,
it going? You
that's
know?
pretty hard to fucking.
And like, so every time I go and like talk to people, I literally feel like I have to give like an amazing performance, because like people are just like at a baseline. Like when they're like out and about, when they're like about to listen to a person, I feel like people just don't like listening to people. They're just like, oh my God, what kind of BS are they going to tell me?
It's hard.
You know?
It's
so
hard.
you really have to like, I try so hard to make people feel like they're not wasting their time when they're listening to me. And it could be because my mom always told me, ya cállate, when I was little. It could be trauma that like, I just feel like I have to try super hard to like be engaging. But that's like a way for me to like resolve my anxiety. And also super weird, I'm getting hardcore deja vu right now.
Real shit.
Yeah.
I just
real
had,
shit.
I just had that experience earlier at work, and I was like, this is fucking
That's super weird. Yeah.
It's the new moon, guys.
Yeah, I'm getting like hardcore deja vu.
that super moon. When
But
when I walked
I'm
in.
happy,
Oh, shit.
you know, like I like it. Yeah.
And what I wanted to ask you is like, what do you feel that like your social anxiety stems from?
I feel like when I was little, like I told you, like I would ride public transport a lot with my mom. And when I was little, I would just talk to strangers a lot. And I would disclose things about my family. Like I'd be like, ¿conoces a mi papá? Mi papá trabaja con un señor. Like I would just like go up to people and just like talk to them.
No filter, just
and exactly, like that's I think, like, you know how we all have like our inner child or whatever.
Right.
Like that's me, like raw. Like I just love to like talk to people, and I just like to like see what like I just like to investigate and see what they're about. So like I share a little bit of myself so that I can get a little bit of them.
Right.
But my mom told me like, no debes hacer eso. Like you shouldn't disclose too much. You know, we have our family secrets, and like you need to be more conservative. And like literally like
that's a whole family, like that's like Hispanic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
general,
I remember one time in
for
second grade, I took I showed my favorite teacher family pictures, and in one of them my dad was not wearing a shirt, and my mom was like, "You did what?" You know, like, and and that's when I realized like, you need to edit yourself. You need to make yourself not visible. You need to make yourself like more anonymous. It's bad to like stand out. And I just started like adopting like that track of thinking. And it really, like, I think around like once I entered middle school, once I entered like the weird years, I was just like, you know what, Jen, like people are judging you and you're weird, and you need to just like try to like not be seen, you know. And I think that kind of pervasive thinking like dominated my thought process for a long time. It's not until now, like in my mid-20s, and I'm just like, who cares? You know, like you are who you are, like no matter what you do, because you have social anxiety, you're always going to be fucking awkward, and you're going to like stand out in some type of way. And so like might as well like embrace it than to like try to conform to something that you don't like, you don't conform to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
So yeah, I try to work with my social anxiety instead of like being mad at it.
You have to acknowledge it is there, but I mean, if you give it power, then it's gonna overpower you.
Yeah,
like, you have to reclaim yourself. Like there is a part of you that it has things to offer and that's valuable, and your social anxiety is telling you like, shut the fuck up. Like
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like you're not worth it. Like they don't care. Like literally, because I still get it. Like sometimes I'll do presentation, I feel that way, like nobody cares. But then I'm like, no, I mean, I have something to share, and you better listen. You better fucking listen. And it's really important that like you do that, because imagine if you bottle up all those things you want to say, or like all those things that you wanted to do and you don't do because like you're scared. Like how are you gonna end up?
I feel like you become way weirder. Like you're just odd.
Yeah, I mean it
but like not cool.
It'll come to you.
Know?
Yeah, I mean it'll come to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Is that how like school shooters feel?
No, stop, Liz.
I say what I said.
Also, I want to shout out Jess. Jessica Rodriguez.
Hi, Jess.
She's my little brother. She's an angel. It's girlfriend, and she says that she listens to your podcast and that she's like super happy that we're here. So
dope.
Yay.
What's up, Jess?
Yeah,
she's the best. I love her.
She's a photographer.
Oh, nice.
And she takes dope ass pictures. So if y'all ever want to, you know,
do a little,
exactly, hook, Yeah.
Look her up.
Yeah, exactly.
Holla at her.
It's called Jess in Focus.
Whoa, what? Jess and Focus?
In Focus.
In Focus.
Jess in Focus.
It's just, you know, we don't have a lot of like female photographers, so we need to like embrace them.
Yeah, there's actually not necessarily true. Well, I don't know, because
there's a few, but I feel like they're not like
prominent.
Exactly.
Okay, that's true. Because I worked with a couple before, during my employment with Digital Republic.
Yeah.
So.
But she's on the come up. She's like
That's dope.
the main photographer for the University Star.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
So she's out there.
She's out there making moves.
I think it's what it's called, University Star, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She recently took my pictures for my birthday. I try to take pictures. When I turned 25, I turned pictures. When I turned 27, I took pictures. When I turned 29, I'm gonna take pictures again.
Just every 2 years.
Yeah, the odds, because I'm odd. Anyways, so she took my pictures. Honestly, I was shook. Like, her work is so good. I was like, what the hell?
We gotta recognize local talents. I think this is what the podcast is about.
Yeah,
It's
that's
about
true.
local
That's true.
talent. Yeah.
So if you ever want, you to work with a good photographer, and she's so sweet. Like, she'll make you feel like,
A star.
She'll yell, "Yes, Ken."
Yeah. 100 emoji.
She'll empower you, Josh.
That's dope. I mean,
For
cool.
sure.
I fucking hate.
Oh yeah,
taking
Josh.
pictures.
I feel
What's
like
up?
you've been focusing a lot on us. So
Well, I mean, that's the point.
I
of this,
know,
so.
but I feel like there needs to be some focus on you.
Well, okay.
So
flip the table.
there was I want to show you something. I put it on my close friends post because it's kind of like controversial.
Okay.
But it's a meme I've saved,
Okay, let me see it.
and I think you will enjoy it.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
This ornament
Can
didn't
you
hang
describe
itself.
the meme that I'm showing to you?
I'll show it to everybody. There's an ornament of Jeffrey Epstein that says this ornament did not hang itself. And actually, one of my homies sent this to me too. So
nice.
Let me see.
Oh, wait.
dude, it's funny that you bring that up because I was just listening to like this. I guess it's a podcast. I don't know. It's something on YouTube called Blaze TV, and they have like an expose, like an in-depth, like follow the money, the origin story of this dude and shit. And it was pretty interesting.
He's a fucking weirdo.
It's fucking,
but like
crazy.
not the cool kind.
No, he's not. Like sinister.
Right.
Like evil.
Do you think that he gained so much prominence because he would kind of like blackmail like powerful people?
Probably. Right?
Yeah.
And the expose that I listened to, so they literally start like with how he came to be like.
Because he was poor, no?
I don't know about.
He didn't come from like.
Yeah, he didn't.
Means.
No, he didn't. But he was a college dropout.
Uh-huh.
After he dropped out of college, he was a teacher for math and science at one of the most prominent schools in New York.
And he felt like a cool guy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of the students with that he taught or whatever, even then they were like,
he would hang out with him and party.
Yes, and they were like
weird.
But he was like, because he was
inappropriate relationships.
He was a dork. You know, I feel like okay, I'm being like a mean girl, but like he was a dork. But I feel like sometimes people like really do get traumatized in high school if they're like not cool. That like in their later years they like get stuck in that mind frame that they like are obsessed with becoming the cool person, right, even in their later years. And I feel like Jeffrey Epstein was
I don't know, man. He was a fucking sinister dude. 100% like master manipulator. Some people think he was even a part of some like foreign intelligence agencies. But like like an asset and shit. And it's fucking crazy because so he doesn't have like a formal education, no degree of any sorts. He works as a teacher in one of the most prominent like private schools in New York, where like the offspring of like billionaires,
the creme de la creme.
Yeah, like they fucking go to this school. And then they realize he's kind of a shitty teacher, so then he stops being a teacher and in turn becomes a tutor with like one-on-one, and he's still not good at it. And then he meets the daughter of this one dude that is
what's her face?
No, not Ghislaine Maxwell. This is before that. He meets the daughter of this one of the main dudes behind the Bear Financial Corporation.
Okay.
And he starts making money off of that, and he immediately leaves that company after a year, and like people are like, dude, you're fucking killing it, why are you leaving?
Right.
So long story short is that like he, at least the way that this guy was going in depth into it, and it's on Blaze TV if you guys want to look into it. It's a pretty nice series. But so he used the access that he had to money to gain like powerful friends, and in turn, like that's.
I just think it's like super weird.
It's fucking
especially
weird,
with like the Clintons.
Dude, how
you know?
deep do you know like from this?
Well, I am a celebrity gossip fanatic.
Okay.
That is like one of my passions. Okay.
Right.
Like, if I weren't a normal human being, and if I had the opportunity, I would be like a journalist, but like for celebrity culture, super trash, right? But I freaking love it.
You'll be like a pop star, or what's it called?
Fucking TMZ
that magazine.
reporter.
Yes, dude.
TMZ.
Like I think it's fascinating to like investigate like famous people, because I feel like they live in like a different
They
reality.
live in a fucking pretend world.
Dude,
You know?
and they have such an influence on like
Exactly, they
culture
shape
and people.
us so
Yeah,
much.
for sure.
But I follow this page on Facebook, and it's called Juicy Scoop, and there's this lady. She's a comedian. She has a podcast, Heather McDonald, and so I'm part of like the Facebook group, right? It's a private page.
Okay.
And I love it because it's just like normal people that are like as chismosa as I am, and they just like investigate shit. So with the whole Jeffrey Epstein shit, it was not getting as much attention as it should have been.
No,
like
isn't.
in the news
for a reason.
It still isn't.
Have you noticed
For
that?
a reason.
And I was just like, what the fuck?
I don't know if y'all knew this, but back in 2007, 2008, he was charged and guilty for like
and they only gave him like what, like 2
He was
months or
a
something.
sex offender. No?
Yeah, for 18 months at a like prison, to where essentially he had 12 hours of freedom, and he would just go back and sleep there.
And I remember that like whenever he got caught, he was like he wanted like a plea deal or something, where like he would just be like he would just have surveillance. Like he could do like he could go on and off.
This is like the details of that deal.
Yeah.
So they charged him with what, fucking prostitution or soliciting sex from a minor, sexual misconduct with a minor, all this other shit. He's a registered sex offender.
Right.
And when they charged him, they gave him this sweetheart deal that I think the attorney general now, I don't fucking know his name, was on the case at the time.
And there was a lot of criticism about that.
Yeah. And they fucking, along with the plea deal where he was able to, be essentially not in jail, only go there to sleep. And even at that, like, it was a fucking pimp ass jail cell. He, his co-conspirators, he was like, I want to keep them off of the record or whatever. So they granted him that as well. His co-conspirators were not going to get charged. And some of the names that were being brought up at the time was like fucking Prince Andrew,
Bill Clinton,
and there's
Donald Trump.
And that's an interesting one.
Donald Trump kept like distancing himself. He did say something about like, he likes little girls. Like I think he made like a statement about it. Like, how he likes young women.
And he kicked them out of Mar-a-Lago.
Exactly. Yes.
Right then and
but
there,
it's like, didn't you? I don't know if you saw this, but like I follow the Daily Mail, super trash. But they said something about like how Donald Trump was having like orgies in Russia while like Miss Universe was going on. So it's obvious, like that they were taking planes or something.
Yeah. So he has a private
to like
jet.
an island.
Yeah, to this island that's on the Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, and it's called Little St. James Island. And the people in that area, the locals, would call it Pedophile Island.
Yes.
Now, dude, there's this YouTube channel of, I can't remember the name, but he has like drone footage of right after he got arrested, literally like weeks of him just sending his drone and like going around the island. And there's like this weird temple at the top of a hill type of thing. And on one of the fucking videos, and again, this is a small island, probably the size of a subdivision or so. So I mean, it's a fucking island, right? Anyways, I watched one of the videos and it was so fucking creepy. Like the groundskeepers were still there, just doing their thing and chilling before the FBI raid happened. And on one of the fucking videos, there was a random ass ambulance on the island parked. And so you guys need to watch this shit. And I've talked about it on different episodes before, and there's links there. I'll repost them for this one. But anyways, so there's like this section of the island where I guess it's like mostly maintenance stuff, and they have like a huge garage type of thing with like maybe 5 different doors, and then off to the side there's like big vent looking things, like as if they're venting something from underground, right? On top of that, there's like a little hill, and there's just an ambulance there, like just the fucking ambulance is parked there. There's no fucking hospital on this island. Like,
how
so
did
what
he
the
get
hell's
there?
going on?
I don't fucking know. Like,
I mean, I'm pretty sure they probably
was
have
really
like some
fucking eerie. Like,
I mean, he like crazy shit is going on down there. I'm pretty sure like they're
So
hurting, they're doing crazy.
It's just
stuff,
ugly.
killing.
it's fucking weird, and like the fucking speculation on it is that at the highest level of speculation is that like not only was it like an international like pedophile ring, but it was also like dedicated towards like fucking ritual sacrifice and
Yes.
shit.
Yeah,
Like
I heard of that stuff before.
And I've heard about that
Me
too.
too. Yes.
It's some nasty ass shit.
Dude, Hollywood, like the elites
Oh my
have
God.
some crazy shit going on.
100%.
I am super into.
Remember that website you showed me, this lady that would read body language?
Yes.
What was her name?
I don't remember.
Well, she showed me this page, and we'll go back to that.
Fucking Joe Biden. I'm just kidding.
That was one of them. But she would read the interviews, and there was this interview of this guy, and I'm sorry because it's been a while. It's been like 2 years that I saw it, but it's still in my mind. And he was describing the kind of rituals like he was like, yeah, like the elite has this like pedophile rituals. There's like 12-year-olds, like 10-year-olds. And he started crying, and she was describing his body language. She's like, I don't think this man is lying.
No, dude. And
Like, okay, keep going.
okay, so like it tied into that. Like there's a lot of different shit throughout history that's been brought up. Like there's this I think it's a documentary that was on the BBC that actually never aired. They decided not to air it, at least not in America. But it's on YouTube, and I think it's called Code of Silence or something like that. But it's about, they started this town in Ohio called Boys Town, where they would like have a bunch of what is it called? You don't have orphans. I don't know how
you don't have parents.
Orphans, right? And essentially,
Sorry,
I'm sorry, I couldn't think of the word. So like they would house these kids there, and loan them out to like fucking high level, like,
I mean,
so they're saying that these
that.
like charities that are in support of like tutors or like, you know, not, I don't want to say like
The
Big
Clinton
Brother.
Foundation.
Exactly. Human trafficking.
Yeah.
Aren't
a
they
lot of people in Haiti fucking vanished.
Aren't they doing that with like the kids are taken away at the border, like the country, like they lost like I don't know how many kids.
A lot of records. A lot of them didn't even have like anything listed. Like they couldn't account for the people that were for the small children that were missing.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Here's a crazy statistic.
Yeah,
About
yeah.
800,000 children go missing every year in the United States alone.
It's just ugly. I for some reason, I don't know if it's like my morbid childhood that we grew up watching like Lo que callan las mujeres or whatever.
Mujer casos
de la vida real and Lo que callamos las mujeres.
I saw a couple episodes of those.
Yeah, they're
for sure.
crazy.
They're
But
fucking crazy.
it is. Ever since, like, I remember one time I was like maybe like 12 years old, and it was about like it was about children that were like in the street in Mexico and how they would be groomed and taken to
by
a
like
home,
an old man, right?
and they would like film like porn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, that's
Dude,
crazy.
I was just like, what the hell am I watching? But anyway, I started watching, for some reason I was on YouTube, and it was about like pedophilia in Hollywood and how a bunch of these like parents would like, you know, willingly let their children be like taken over by their managers, and the managers were like sick
Sleazy
men,
fucks, yeah.
and they would just take them to mansions, and they would just have like they would drug them. They would give them like a bunch of alcohol and pills, and they'd be like, oh, wear this like thong and like walk around, and like,
Dude,
if you
okay.
make out with this person, like you will land this role. And I was just like,
So
dude, that's crazy.
Do you remember like in 2016 during the election and everything when the DNC email leaks happened?
Yes.
Okay, so amongst those emails, besides the fucking smoking gun of why the Democrats lost and why they're probably going to lose again.
So disappointing.
Yeah, it's just fucking retarded. But anyways, there's emails from Anthony Podesta to I forgot who, and within those emails, there's like a bunch of weird code words in reference to like kids.
Ay, Dios.
And then there's like that's where the do you guys remember Pizzagate, that whole thing? Did you ever hear about that?
No.
So there is this thing where within those emails, they actually named a specific Washington D.C. pizza parlor that a lot of like influential politicians would go to, and it had some like code words about that. People that have analyzed these fucking emails are like they're 100% talking about kids, right? And so this whole thing happened where Alex Jones was talking about that, and more so the emails and the content rather than like, you know, speculation or whatever. And it's all just factual information that you can probably look them up online and find them and read word per word, like what the fuck the emails are. And so that pizza parlor, like a week or so after all of this happens, some armed dude pulls up and he's like, where the fuck are the children? Like whatever, right? And then they blame Alex Jones, and then the whole gay frog thing gets created after that. and then everyone like writes off Pizzagate. But here are some of the facts. One of the I don't know what city it's from, but a local reporter from like a Fox division there kind of did an expose on that, but only presented the factual information, like the shit that was actually in the emails. And then he was like, look at the logo for this pizza parlor, and it's like the universally accepted sign or symbol that pedophiles use.
Oh,
what is
right?
that?
I forgot. Let me see if I can look it up and
that's
show it to you.
ugly. When I just don't
Disgusting.
understand the fixation with like power and pedophilia that are being like tied together. Like, what is the relationship there? You know, like you're taking over like the innocence of like children.
I mean,
It's
it's disgusting.
That triangle.
Really?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
That's so weird.
Yeah, and so that was in the logo. Some of the
pizza
owners, yeah. The owners of that logo are like related to the Koch brothers and shit, which are like a huge
The KOCH.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of power, and they donate.
Yes.
They're like lobbyists, right?
Yes, they are.
Oh.
So it's weird. Like it's a whole weird thing. Anyways, that guy lost his fucking job. He disappeared off of social media for a while, and I'm not sure if he's back on yet.
Dude, that's ugly. That's the ugly aspect of like journalism.
Yep.
Like you try to like, you know, kind of like serve the public, and there's just like so many people like that much more powerful than you, and they like just like censor the shit out of you. That's what ends up happening.
I was that even happens here, dude.
It definitely happens here.
I was listening to that podcast you had about Watergate. You where you had Alec.
Yeah.
And how he mentioned how like
that one was a good one. I want to have him back on.
I like that one. Yeah, he's our friend.
Nice. What up, Alec?
Yeah, he's cool. But and how he was mentioning how at one point somebody said like, oh, like this it was like a landlord, and this guy he's renter or whatever, and that he was like saying something about, you know, no, don't raise up the water prices because, you know, I'm gonna pay more. And then his landlord came up and he's like, no, like raise them up because blah 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 blah. And they gave the landlord like the
they were like, fuck it, let's write the policy.
Yeah, let's write the policy because like at the end of the day we want to serve the people that have the money who can benefit the government, like benefit the council or whatever. And I was just like, what the fuck?
That's some fucking crazy real shit.
Like, so government for the people where? Like for the people where? What people?
It's an illusion. It's a fucking illusion.
It really is.
And unfortunately, you know, we live in an oligarchy controlled by paid interests. So it's just like under the guise of democracy.
It is
shit.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
I literally wrote my final about that, about the water crisis. Oh. And I would love to be a journalist, but there's a lot of danger involved with it.
I like living. I like being alive.
Exactly.
So. I was about
especially
to say that.
especially in like in this town, I feel like the stakeholders, they just have so much, like they're just very powerful people. And if you were to be like, yo, like there is like certain families that control the city, and like this is the reason why there's a part of town that is suppressed and another part of town that it
like
keeps thriving.
Yeah.
It's like you won't have shit.
And also, I feel like it's obscure enough for them to be like, yeah, you just handle it.
Exactly.
Because it's
and it's just sad. Like it's sad because it's created a culture of apathy. Like así son las cosas y así van a ser. Like that's just the way it is, and that's just the way it's gonna be. But it's like if you want to be someone that kind of exposes, or like if you want to be someone that's a revolutionary, or you want to be someone that calls shit out, you're ostracized rather than celebrated. You're threatened rather than elevated. And it's just like it's really sad. It's really sad that like we're supposed to be like First Amendment, freedom of speech, and all this shit, but it's really like an illusion.
Yeah, it exists within the confines of like what the establishment wants you to talk
exactly.
about.
If you're threatening the establishment, it's like you need to shut up.
And that's why the Democrats will lose the election again.
It's sad. It's really sad.
It's pretty sad. Like,
disheartening.
Like Alec, he just deactivated his Facebook, and I messaged him. I was like, "Are you okay?
Are you still alive, guy?
I'm like,
please be alive." I saw him at Cultura the night that we were all there.
We hung out with him recently, but I was like, honestly, that was the first thought. Like he has a big mouth. And I mean, I appreciate it, and I think it's really cool that he's out there saying these things. But a part of me is scared. It's scared of like something might happen to him. Because
100%.
At one point, you don't know. Like,
they just killed a dude that was Jeffrey Epstein. and and that was like some of the highest level shit ever in the history of ever, and they just killed him, and now nobody fucking
and
cares.
it's like no big deal. It's
Exactly.
like whatever.
talks about
It's
it.
like, well, he's a pedophile, so who cares? But now
Like,
Prince
everyone
Andrew
else, yeah,
is
He's
like on the fucking chopping block.
they fucking put his ass out of the palace, right? They're
Yeah,
like,
he gave an interview with I think to BBC.
Yeah.
And they were confident that he was gonna able to handle this
He
shit.
just fucking
but he did not. He
shit the bed.
completely like botched it. Like it just went horrible.
Did they pull up the picture? Like, so this isn't you.
Well, he was just
Allegedly.
yeah, he was just being like, no, like in denial, I guess. And they were confident that would be enough. But people are just like, dude,
Look,
like,
man.
there's too much evidence pointing to the fact that you're a fucking weirdo.
Look, man. There's hard evidence that, you know, prominent figures within at the helm of where this country goes and other various countries do a lot of weird shit. Have you ever heard of Bohemian Grove?
Mm-mm.
So this is fucking real, and this is gonna sound like it's part of a movie, and it's crazy. Alex fucking Jones, late 90s, early 2000s, he reveals the existence of this secret brotherhood or whatever with like ex-politicians, George H. Bush, fucking Bill Clinton, everyone who's anyone.
Weirdos.
Yeah, like heads of fucking multinational corporations. They get together in the woods. It's somewhere in like the San Francisco area. It's called the Bohemian Grove, right? And so he gets in there and records this video of them doing like a mock human sacrifice to a giant statue owl.
What the
That is so weird.
That's
I
fucking
believe
real.
Oh, yeah, have
That's
you
like you can
seen-
look this video up on YouTube and it's
Have
there.
you seen when what's her face? Somebody passed away, okay? Someone very powerful. I don't know. I don't want to say who it was. But Ariana Grande performed and she was wearing a short ass skirt.
Aretha Franklin?
Aretha Franklin.
Okay.
Yeah.
And freaking Bill Clinton was in the back, like, and he was literally like a fucking hungry ass
Salivating
dog, and he was just like going like this,
I
like,
mean, Ariana
look-
Grande's hot, man.
dude, but she looks like a 16-year-old.
That's also true.
There
Which
is
is why
like
I'm
It's
not
weird.
There
Like
is
she models
rumors.
herself as
a
like a
child.
child,
Mhm.
and they say that
Prepubescent.
that like people that have been like molested or sexually, like they tend to kind of like stay in that in that time, and it was just super nasty.
I mean-
Even the way the preacher treated her,
Yeah, how she
he
was
was like
rubbing her.
groping her.
Yeah, ugh. But I mean,
I didn't see all of that, but that's
yeah,
You
it
ha-
is.
there's video.
There is, but when you
I'm
think
gonna
about it,
look into
it. Yeah.
and a lot of like Hollywood like child stars end up being fucked up
Yeah.
for that same reason. I mean, they're exposed to like a
Amanda
life.
Bynes, Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, like they're exposed to drugs. What's it called?
The
Drew
Coreys.
Barrymore. She was a coke
Cokehead.
addict at 12. Dude, at 12 I was still playing with Barbies. I was, and it's just like crazy. Like they're literally.
Jodie Foster.
Dude.
I recently watched
She
Taxi
should have
Driver, and I
not.
was
Exactly.
like,
That
what?
movie was so inappropriate. I remember I watched it when I was like
It's a fucking good
edgy,
movie. Yeah.
like 19 or something. I was trying to be cool.
I like.
And like, I remember I watched it and I was like, little girls as prostitutes. Like it was very adult and very. I thought it was a little graphic,
I feel like it was.
but it
like
was
an
real.
Exactly, like what the fuck was really going on at the time. Like that's.
It
a
was
good,
the
like-
70s. It was weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
New York was a different
Inappropriate.
fucking place at that time.
And the way he describes it, it's like he's like driving at night and he's like, New York is grime and la 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 la. And he's just like
A
he
weirdo
was a weird
himself.
fellow. He was an
Yeah.
odd fellow. Like he would like be like super obsessed with like working out and like but yeah, like it's just weird how like
I've met dudes that are like that.
ew.
Like they, like
Who?
not up front, like
Spill
not
the
up
tea.
front,
Yeah.
not up front,
Let
but
me stay
like
away.
definitely get those vibes, like motherfucker,
Like weird ass vibes.
like
not cool weird, but
yeah,
like bad weird.
yeah, like
¿Qué onda contigo?
yeah. It's like, all right, man, deflect.
For sure,
Move
for
on.
sure.
It's just like it's morbid and it's wrong, but in a way it's fascinating.
Did you
you
ever
know?
watch the movie Eyes Wide Shut?
I've never watched that. Is
That's
that with like Tom Cruise?
Yes, Stanley
Yeah,
Kubrick.
yeah.
His last movie before he died.
Yeah, I have not. With Nicole Kidman?
Yes.
Yeah, I've not
It's
watched that.
it used to be on Netflix. It's no longer there.
Yeah.
I think you can only like get it on Amazon Prime now.
Uh-huh.
Or like if you fucking buy it, obviously, right? But
Right.
it's a fucking great movie, and a lot of people were like, okay, so there's this like lore behind Stanley Kubrick, right? So the guy directed 2001: Space Odyssey.
And he did the other one with
The Shining.
But the one with the weird eyelashes.
A Clockwork Orange.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, he did that one.
Oh yeah, you're right.
did.
That's true.
He
I
did.
don't
That's
know
like
why.
a cult movie.
Yeah, I always
cult
conflate
classic.
that with fucking Johnny Depp being the writer guy. I forgot his name. You know what I'm talking about. Fear and Loathing. Fear and Loathing.
Yeah.
I don't know why I conflate those two. But anyways, so the mythos behind Stanley Kubrick. First of all, a ridiculously high IQ, right, and would just do like weird mathematical equations for fun. Anyways, but they say that he was the one that actually faked the moon landing videos or like footage.
Oh, wow.
And he then like hid messages about that and exposed like shit in Hollywood in his movies thereafter. Like, so there's this whole documentary about how The Shining is him putting like clues of how he faked the moon landing all over the fucking movie. And I was like, what? And it's a really creepy documentary. It creeped me out. I don't know. And Eyes Wide Shut. Can I tell you the premise of it?
Yes.
Okay, so Tom Cruise, doctor, prominent fucking dude in New York.
I know it's very
all this
sexual.
shit. Yeah, Nicole Kidman, hot, beautiful. And so I'm not going to tell you the whole thing, but he ends up at this party that's invite only. And he like essentially sneaks in and walks into like this crazy orgy with people just wearing like masks and like it's essentially like Stanley Kubrick saying like this is what goes on in Hollywood. Dude. And so at the end,
because they're all narcissists.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't even want to give away the ending, but that's like the premise of it, and it's a whole fucking it's a mind fuck, dude.
Dude, like I don't know, like not give it right, like. But Charlie Sheen's ex, she's like a crazy, like she's like, well, Charlie Sheen's
What's
like
her
a
name?
That's another person.
Charlie Sheen is a character.
Yeah, 100%.
Apparently, he like you know the Coreys. There's Corey Feldman and Corey Helms,
Hein?
something like that.
Yeah.
Well, he like
Lost Boys.
Yes.
Right? Yes.
Apparently, like he told them like they had sex. And Charlie Sheen was like, this is normal. Like, this happens. You know, people just fuck each other. Like, we're celebrities. Like, and so that Corey guy was like, pues es un niño. He's like 13, 14 years old. And this Charlie Sheen guy is like 17, 18. But you know that it's like, when it happens to you, you end up repeating what's familiar. So who knows? Maybe Charlie Sheen also got molested.
100%. I don't doubt it.
So Corey was like, became enamored by Charlie Sheen. And he was just like, I need to be with you. I need to be with you. And Charlie Sheen's like, I'm not a queer. Like, get the fuck away.
Dick, homie.
Exactly. But anyway, it just tells you like the type of mentality that goes on in Hollywood. And then that ex-wife of his, she's like a drug addict. She has like no control over her kids, like bien descuidados. And
Denise Richards.
Not Denise Richards,
Oh, okay.
the other one.
Okay, I don't know then.
He has another one, and they've had like so much controversy. She is notorious for like attending orgies, like Hollywood orgies with people. And it's just like,
there's a lot of weird shit in Hollywood.
It's weird. It is. And it's weird that these people are like kind of shaping our culture and like they're sending messages through like media.
Do you watch like a stand-up comedy or not?
Sometimes. Okay, yeah.
Well, Dave Chappelle, when he came back.
Oh, yeah.
I think the second pair of specials that he released.
On Netflix?
Yeah. The Bird and Equanimity. I forgot what the rest of the title is. But anyways, the second portion of... He's doing like a set in a small comedy club in LA, and he gets it's a little bit less like comedic and more so like a monologue kind of, but with like a comedic twist, right? And so I'm was super balls deep into Jeffrey Epstein and everything, right? And then I found this video of a guy that's like, pay attention to what the fuck he's saying, and so he chops up the actual like his set or whatever, and he says some weird shit because he starts talking about why he left Hollywood, right? Like, and shit like that. And at the closing bit that he has, it's an anecdote from a book that was released in the 40s called, what the fuck was it called? I forgot the name of it, but the dude that wrote it was like a legitimate pimp at the time, and his name was Iceberg Slim. And in the story that he tells that's from this book, he tells a story of how he got a hoe, right? A woman of the night that he was fucking working to overcome what she thought were her own mental limits to the fucked up shit she could do by having her think that she accidentally killed someone and staging like a mock death.
That is so that is
right
awful.
And so he's saying like that's what he explains, and it's like it's a fucking
because it's like distorting your sense of fucking reality.
Yeah
it's like Kanye West,
dude.
What the hell is going on with him? What the hell is going on with him? Like this whole Kardashian reality he's living on ever since his mom passed away. He's just like lost his shit. Like what the hell is he doing?
I mean,
points of view.
He was artist of the decade for me. Okay,
I work. You know,
still
mental health for me is like up there. I work with that
for sure
and stuff. And I mean, he paid for his mom's surgery. You know what I mean?
That weighs on him.
I mean, can you imagine, like, because you gave your mom money to go get this shit done, which it was something unnecessary. I think
it was like cosmetic surgery.
Yeah, she got like something in her face and like a boob job, like a boob reduction, which is, I mean, normal. Okay, that's okay. But like at the end of the day, it was cosmetic, something she didn't
have to do.
Yeah, and something she went out of her way to go.
It wasn't for health.
No, it was not. And can you just imagine, like, the person that Hey Mama. Like,
that's such a beautiful song.
A beautiful song, right? Like this person like loved his mom so much, and then he like pretty much paid for her debt. I mean that would do something to anybody, I feel like. And I mean he just got consumed by the machine of like Hollywood and like all that fast life. And I think right now what he's trying to do, which is like really you're trying to make Kim Kardashian like.
I mean, she does stuff, and that's
but what I mean is like,
right.
He knew who she was before, like he got with her. So now he's trying to like control the way she dresses, and he's trying to like be more holistic and be like, oh God, and all these things. Which, by the way, after you said to listen to his new album, Jesus Skin, that shit is good.
Totally.
I was like mind blown. Anyways, but just imagine like the whole pressure of just living there and carrying like. I don't think you have time to deal with like your demons if you're in Hollywood, like, cause it's just so fast paced and it just moves. So a part of me feels bad for him, but a part of me is like, whoa, bitch, you got money to go to therapy. Like you got money to work on yourself.
For me, I don't know, man. Like I feel like it's less of like him going crazy and more of him just being enlightened in a certain sense. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because like if you pay attention to his music from the beginning, it's always been a fucking conflict within himself and like whatever higher power that he may believe in. Mm-hmm. What was the fucking first track that put him on the map? Jesus Walks. So it doesn't him coming like culminating right ultimately with this album. It doesn't feel so fucking far fetched. If you listen to the last two, which are like Kids See Ghosts and Yay. Right, that's what it's called. Yes.
Yeah.
The way that it's ending. The last track on Kids See Ghosts, which is the last one that he released as like an artist, was what's it called? The Cuddy montage. And when it's ending, he's like calling out to God in the fucking lyrics, literally saying like, "Shine your light on me, save me," and all this other shit. Mm-hmm. And then like we get leaks of Yandi, and it has like those gospel overtones, and because it gets leaked, he scraps it, and then he comes out with Jesus King. And I don't feel like it's too much of a leap. And I also like a lot of people were trashing him and being like, oh, you trying to be fucking Christian now? It's like that's not the point. The point is that like if you look, because I feel that Kanye as a fucking artist, a lot of what he goes through is expressed through his music. Mm-hmm. Right? So like you see
for sure
the growth of him through the music, or at least that's the way I interpret it. And I've always felt super connected to him because
he's a Gemini.
Yes.
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 I was about to say that. I was
yes.
Like, Gemini.
To a certain extent, but also, I don't know, man. Like a lot of like his music was always the background to me growing up too.
Can I share something?
Yeah, go for it.
One of my most vivid memories as a freshman in Pathways, we had like magnet and stuff. Was fucking Josh walking in with the sunglasses with the lines on it.
For sure, do you wear those? I remember.
100%.
Flashing lights up in the house.
Bro, that was my shit.
Graduation 100%. Up in here.
Dude, you have no idea. I was on that.
Honestly,
shit so
like
hard.
when I think of Kanye, I think of you. So
cool, I think.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
No, and like me, and my brothers and like some of my cousins and shit, which I also consider like my brothers. We all grew up together, whatever.
Right.
Like we all share like a deep love for hip hop music in general, and so we talk about all this shit all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I don't feel that it's like him going crazy. I feel just more so it's him being able to like find the light, because ultimately.
But sorry to interrupt.
Go for it. No, go for it.
Okay. But what do you think about him and Jay-Z just kind of like not being friends anymore? Because Jay-Z was like his mentor. Jay-Z was like my Liz. You know, like
I hope we never.
But you gotta understand though, like Kanye as an artist, I feel is stronger than Jay-Z, because Jay-Z was a rapper. Kanye came
is
into
a producer.
I produce, I create the soundscape, and I also lay the lyrics on it. And I'm not afraid to co-conspire with other people to create the song, right? Like obviously he has like a bunch of credits with Kid Cudi, fucking Drake, a whole bunch of people.
Do you think that it really was like the whole Beyonce and Kim thing that like broke their
I honestly don't know, and I feel that it may play to something to where the evils that he maybe saw and took a part of throughout, like, because if you listen to my Dark Fantasy, that one is a fucking masterpiece, but it's also so like
it's heavy.
Like,
thick.
It's like he's gutted. He's gutted. Like he's just exposed, and he's just telling you like, this is all the shit I've been through, and like here's for you to process it.
That is
Have
my
you listened to
favorite
the song
album.
Hell of a Life?
Oof.
Like, holy shit.
I think I just fell in love with a porn star.
Boom, Kim.
Yeah.
And then like the closing tracks to it is always like some of my favorite to
Made
just
in
play
America
through.
is like one of my favorite songs.
Yeah. The whole album is. Yeah.
It's so good.
It really is.
It really is.
He
just,
really
like,
did
fuck.
receive the props. Like I think it was a Rolling Stones that said that it was like the album of the decade.
It was.
For sure. Just it's amazing. But I feel like, I don't know, man. Everyone. So I've had my own journey, obviously, right? And one of the things that I interpret from what I've lived through is that one way or another, your journey is a spiritual one that will lead you to what you need to find out eventually, whether it's like at the time that you're going to die, or if you reach that conclusion within like your now, right? Like so for whatever. And I feel like that's what he was going through, to where
I can see that.
He's able, yes, he does say some outlandish shit, but also I still understand where he was coming from when he fucking put on the Trump hat, and I can see what he was trying to say, as opposed to people just being like, "You put on the fucking Trump hat." Like, wait a minute, like that's not the point. The point is that like you can step across the aisle, because we live in a time so where even if I have different ideals from you, you're gonna fuck it. Not necessarily.
The thing is, like, we as like a human race, we are governed by symbols,
right?
And even if he's like trying to challenge an ideology through like wearing that hat, we're just gonna see the symbol,
right?
We're not even like, we're gonna make up our mind and see that red hat, and we're not even gonna give him an opportunity to like listen to what he's trying to say. When he was saying like slavery is a choice, you're like, fuck you, you're wearing that red hat. You know what I mean?
And I don't necessarily agree with him saying that, because I don't know what he meant by that, honestly.
That he's like challenging the ideology of like saying like, you know, like there was 400 years that you guys were like doing this, and when you could have like challenged it, you could have like,
it was gotten together.
It was like a mass. You guys were the mass, and like you could have like challenged,
risen up.
You weren't the minority, you were the majority, right? But I feel like that to me, that is like an understatement of like conditioning.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
But as much as he is problematic, I understand the thought process that he's trying to like project out there.
Right.
I just feel like his delivery is so impulsive.
He could
that it doesn't land.
You definitely use some more tact.
Exactly. 100%. Exactly. And I think that, but I don't know.
But if you think about it, I mean, I guess he's just putting out there for people. Like, no, it's not for everybody.
Well, it's just like whenever he said that George Bush was racist, people were like, "The fuck?"
Yeah.
Was he right?
And then some people were like, "Badass," but like that's what he was saying was like, fuck you if you supported me when I said that, and you were like, yeah, badass, because you heard some shit that you wanted to hear, and now that I'm still speaking my mind and it's not what you agree with, you're telling me like you're telling me fuck you. Like, nah, dude, you want to cancel me? And he said that in the last interview that he had with, I forgot.
Sway?
Big Boy, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And he was like, I've been canceled before anything, when starting
fucking
with
Taylor Swift?
that whole thing.
Pinche Taylor Swift.
I
Yeah.
hate her.
She's so annoying. Literally, her whole career.
Don't listen to her music. She's
Her
not on my
whole
radar.
career
Yeah, no.
is based on her having beef with someone.
She's-
Katy Perry.
She plays the victim
that
card
Scott
so
guy.
hard.
Yeah, we don't stand.
We don't fucks with you.
No,
I don't, know.
I
I
don't
don't
like
listen
her.
to your music, and I don't care about you. So
Whatever.
whatever.
But so JC and Kanye just don't fuck with each other anymore, right?
And I think that it
He's-
had more to do with like the whole thing behind Tidal, to where I think it was more so. I was a little bit. I knew what the fuck the thing was behind it, but I think it has something to do with like equity or something in the company in and of itself.
Okay.
And Kanye was like, "Nah, dude, that's not cool."
I'm super
Fuck
happy
you.
though that like Jay-Z's on Spotify now though.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
sell out. But isn't like the whole like premise of like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're like the queens of the Illuminati, and like they're like
Okay, look, if you want to get in on that, if you want to get in on that, they definitely do some shit that's like
Weird.
100%. Like,
What's
why are you
your
putting
obsession
these
with
symbols?
4?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Like they have the 444, like that. Like I know that Jay-Z did like a 4
It's
thing.
a dope fucking
and
combo
then
at
like
Wendy's. I don't know.
Beyonce did like a 444 thing. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, what's the thing with 4?
I don't know, man. I'm telling you, dude. Like,
they have 4 kids.
And
now?
in Paris, they have like this weird obsession with Paris. Like they did the N word in Paris, and then they did like that whole like
Homeboys in Paris,
their
yeah.
what is it like when Jay-Z and Beyonce did their joint album? They based
Carters?
it around Paris.
I'm not a fan of Jay-Z's more recent work or Beyonce. Just saying.
What's the Carters? When they did the
The
Carters
Carters,
album,
yeah.
Probably. It
they
was so
went to the
disconnected, I feel.
Louvre,
Yeah.
and they did everything around like Mona Lisa and like the museum there. So it's like what's the obsession with like Europe
elitist
and Paris and all that kind of stuff? But
'Cause
they're
they're
so,
elite as fuck.
but then
They're
they're,
elite
but
as
then they're
fuck.
trying to make it accessible to like the ghetto. So it's like what's going
There's a
like,
fucking disconnect. I'm telling
I
you.
don't get it. I don't get
I
it.
don't agree with the kind of power they have over the culture, just because I just don't agree with it. Why are you covering my?
It's cool. Nobody can see over there, so it's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah, it's so good.
it's off screen.
Sorry, mom. Anyways, yeah, I just don't like the kind of power they have over people. Like people stand so hard for them, and I'm like, yeah, like they do give money to charities and this and that.
They give like money for like the Black Lives Matter
They-
stuff.
yeah,
and they
yeah.
like bail out people. Like they Jay-Z helped out 21 Savage whenever he was going through that whole ordeal.
Oh, yeah.
So
Sir 21.
yeah.
Sir,
For
what
real.
was it? Sir Savage the 21st.
That was interesting. He's
That was-
British.
that was so
What?
weird.
Can you
do you
believe
mean?
that happened this year? Like
That was so
like in
odd.
March.
And
A$AP
ASAP,
Rocky.
yeah, ASAP Rocky.
Your
And then
boy.
Donald Trump was all pissed because he was like, why is he not like being more like acknowledging of like the things that I did for him? And ASAP Rocky's like, I don't give a fuck, bitch.
Yeah,
I think he's going back to Sweden because he doesn't give a fuck.
yeah. I wouldn't
Yeah.
either if I was in.
Yeah.
Dude, they can't afford to do that kind of shit.
What is it? Flacco?
Pretty
Fashionista?
Flacco.
Yeah,
Fashion killer.
Flocky Jody.
Yeah.
Flacco Jody.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Flocky. What the fuck? Nah, but I don't know, man. And like to full circle that. Yes, Jay-Z and Beyonce do a lot of weird shit with like putting deliberate symbols in places.
Yeah.
Is it a gimmick? You know, like
Yeah.
in the late 80s, mid 90s, where bands were like, let's just pretend we're Satanists type of thing. Is it real? I don't know.
Yeah.
Does shit out there exist that is like within the realm
I
of
think
evil
symbols
shit?
dominate our
100%.
life.
Yeah, 100%.
And
100%.
like
Yeah.
it goes back to like before like colonizers and stuff, like indigenous societies, like they worship
it's deeply,
symbols.
yeah, it's deeply
So it's
ingrained
like,
into
yeah.
our fucking ancestral DNA.
But
or
that's
whatever.
Exactly.
I feel like that's just like all artists in general. Like they put out these weird. Because I remember I sent you. Me and Jen share a lot of stuff on Instagram, and I share her this Cardi B that song "Clout." And remember the cover.
It was weird.
It's like Cardi B's legs are like,
and
like,
then fucking Offset tiene como las de esas del diablo.
So it's like a fucking Baphomet type
yeah,
of thing.
like, yeah. It's
Right,
pretty
right.
much. Look, here it is. Like
do anything for clout. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
It's like
and that's
on
not
your
the
face.
first time.
It's
There's
on your
also
face.
in like the Rihanna umbrella video. There's like a split second where it
yeah,
flashes.
that's
Like,
weird.
I'm fucking telling you, like, why do they do this shit? You know, like,
yeah,
and-
subliminal shit.
yeah.
Go
So
people.
yeah, look at this.
It's weird.
It's a weird screen grab.
It's so weird.
It's like a what's it called? Pentagram? No,
like the head of the.
But why
Baphomet.
aren't like alternative bands doing this? You know what I mean? Like, why is it just like rap artists? Like, you don't see the Strokes doing shit like that. It's like, why? For why?
Yeah. For why, dude? Tell
because
me.
I mean,
it's weird.
Because I mean, they all, even though they're successful, like there's this whole like ideology with them that like you gotta like
100%.
Yeah, like thrive.
Eso me da miedo. Like the thing, like selling your soul to the devil and kind of.
Okay, well, let's think about this.
I really do think that exists.
A lot of people that are prominent artists right now, Jay-Z, Kanye, name a fucking rapper.
Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
She's
weird.
Like if you look, I bet you anything. If you look within like their circle of people, like in terms
Drake.
of like family and shit,
Ooh.
there's someone that fucking died.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Like, I saw this thing on Twitter where like Meg Thee Stallions, she died. Her
mom.
mom died.
Yeah.
And like she went up. The
baby.
baby's dad. And he even raps about it in one of his songs. How like he like his dad died and then like he like blew up like the same day. Like he they're like, oh, we're gonna send you, and then his dad died. I was like,
It's like La Santa Muerte kind of shit.
I was like, my dad died. Like, why am I getting famous? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
For real.
No, but it's some real shit, man. There's some, I don't know. I think the truth is always stranger than fiction.
Yeah.
This reality is a lot more convoluted than we might understand. So there's some forces at play that we probably don't completely comprehend. And I'm telling you, these secret societies out there,
They have power.
They know
it's
some
like the
shit.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
You've seen those weird episodes, right? Of secret societies.
On The Simpsons?
Yeah.
for sure.
I remember
I
when
don't think I have.
The
But
Mason, they criticized the Masons.
Yeah,
no?
when I was little, I remember there was this episode where it was just like it was a bunch of men, and like I think Homer somehow kind of
the fucking pub lounge thing, right? Or they have like that weird hat with the horns. Yes.
And I remember when I was little, I was watching it, and I was like, "This is weird. Like I don't feel good.
Yeah,
like
it
this
just
is
feels
not
creepy.
This is not funny."
Yeah.
I remember thinking it wasn't funny, and that was like my first exposure into it. And I've always I grew up in a Pentecostal church. And Pentecostal, I don't want to generalize, but in my church, everything that's Disney related is the devil.
I mean,
Goofy was voiced by a gay man, hence he's the devil.
The devil, nice.
So, I remember one time they would tell me like about this girl who didn't believe in God, and she wasn't like super devoted to God. So one time she was washing her face in the mirror, and she looked up in the mirror, and it was like the devil's face.
Nice.
And literally, like sometimes at 4
That
in the
sounds
morning,
fucking traumatizing.
if I go to the restroom, I avoid the mirror because
It's like a deep-rooted fear.
I'm afraid that I will see the devil's
Have
face.
you ever looked in the mirror while you're on psychedelics?
You
I
don't
will
do
not
that.
answer that.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Allegedly. I've done it, and I fucking
Was it
swear to-
weird?
It was so fucking weird, dude. There was so many different people. I was like, wait.
It's strange.
I was like, wait a minute. What do I look like?
I do believe in like that there's like supernatural forces that's like surround us, and
100%,
like, I'm not trying
man.
to fuck with that.
Yeah,
you know?
no.
I like understanding it. Like,
Right,
I'm a curious
right,
type of person,
yeah.
so like I like knowing shit.
Well, like we like
We
Liz
do
has
witchcraft.
Liz has her tarot cards. I have my tarot cards.
Whispers in it.
Yeah.
Let's get into it, man.
Yeah, and
I don't think I brought them today because they're under my pillow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a whole process to like. But even that, my mom will be like, when I first moved back and I had my chocolate, she's like, you need to throw that away because you're calling the devil.
Right.
I know.
And that's like if we look at just from like a fucking non-biased point of view, or what the fuck is the word I'm looking for? Whatever, non-biased, right? At different versions of societies that have risen and fallen, there's always been like a priest class or like a section of society that is related to communicating with like the spiritual side,
right,
and then like being like, oh, this is
like
what the fuck is going on.
the shamans,
Exactly,
and stuff.
100%, and that's missing right now.
Right.
Like
There
isn't.
There is.
Right.
because I don't know. And one of the things that I always say is that I feel that artists kind of fill in that role now.
Yeah.
So we're like more so with musicians, at least for me, like because I'm more musically inclined than anything else. Excuse me. I feel like they're like a conduit for that type of shit where, yeah, like a lot of people talk about inspiration not being something that's from them or like
It's given.
everything. Yeah, exactly. It comes to them in the moment and type of shit. And I don't know. I just feel like there may be that gap there. But what I'm getting at, and I kind of shied away from what I was trying to say, it's hard to fucking verbalize. So if you look at like some of the most ancient cultures like Egypt and Sumerian stuff, right? They had their priest class, right? And they were initiated through like the mysteries, right? That's what they're called. I've never actually found information on them. I just know that that's what they're called. It's a school of mysteries. And if you think about like some of the shit that these civilizations from the past were able to accomplish that we can't necessarily recreate now, like the building of the pyramids, the mystery of the Sphinx, it's a lot older than we think it is. They recently found this well, not even recently, it was like mid 90s in Turkey, a megalithic structure that predates Egypt and ancient Sumeria by like thousands of years, to like right around the end of the last ice age, where we're supposedly just hunter-gatherers. Anyways, so what I'm getting at is like these societies have all had their interpretation of some force or quality that allows for, I don't know, a weird guidance or a weird interaction to like the reality that we live in. And then as you get closer to like more recent times, those same things have been like diluted into now they're witchcraft, or now it's like devil worship.
It's like a bad thing.
But is it though?
I don't think it is.
Neither do I.
No. I don't think it, like,
I feel like it's a tool, and it's what you do with it that will ultimately dictate.
I think it's a connection to source.
Yeah.
And I think that like because we are a product of like colonization.
You can move the microphone up if you want, just so you know.
So los indígenas, right? They connected to the earth. We grew like our plants and everything by like seeing how like we interacted with the earth, with the sun, with the rain, and like that's how we fed ourselves. And we saw the sun as like a god. We worshipped everything connected with nature. And it wasn't until like the Spaniards came in that like we were indoctrinated, like this thought process of like, no, there's just like God and the saints.
Like
and
this is
you're not gonna be connected to nature. You're connected to these like abstract like concepts,
like
right?
You're outside of what is,
and you're no longer connected with your ancestors.
No,
right? You're no longer seeking guidance from the people that preceded you, or like from these like from forces of nature. You're preceding guidance from this like painting
entity.
Exactly. And so like when I got my cards, like Liz started getting into it, right? And I was always very intimidated by it, but because I feel like that thing that kind of has to find you. Like I'm very like mystical about it.
100%.
But one day I went to Second and Charles, and I was looking at tarot cards, and this weird man was like, I was just like looking at it, and he was like, but do you know how to read them? Weird man, okay?
Like just out of nowhere.
And I was like, yeah, I know. I was like, yeah, I know a little bit about it. And he was like, but you have to be como tienes que ser una bruja, tienes que saber cómo leerlas. And I was like, okay. And I was like, yeah. But then I got like a weird, because I was very aggressive when he like, because I'm like, if you're a guy and you like start talking to me with like, entitlement, I'm like, fuck you. Immediately I'm like, I make like a face. But then I saw that he had weird vibes. I'm like, este viejo es un brujo. Like, this guy is bad vibes, like he's dark. And then there was this little girl and this like woman, and they were looking at the stuff, right? And he goes, hey, little girl, you want to see a magic trick? And she's like, and the lady's like all uncomfortable. And so he like proceeds to like be like, all right, I'm gonna take out a quarter. And then he like takes it out, and he's like, guess what happens to the quarter? And like the quarter appeared on his palm. It didn't disappear. And he basically told her like magic isn't real. And he like shit on her.
Damn.
And I was like, fuck you, dude. And so like, like super, like he just shitted on the little girl.
Damn.
Why would you go out of your way to be an ass?
He was an evil man.
Yeah, he was just trying to.
He was an evil man.
That's trippy. I've never had anything like
that.
That
sounds like the freaking devil.
He was an evil man. He was trying to shit on me. He tried to shit on the little girl. So I turned to like the person I was with, and I was like, dude, let's get the fuck out of here. Like, este señor no trae buenas vibras. Like, I just knew it, intuitive. Like, I was like, this guy is not a good guy. I went to Second and Charles. There is a $5 tarot deck. I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy this, because I was looking at these tarot decks. This guy interrupted. What a coincidence that I go to this store that is like meant for like dollar shit, and I find like a tarot deck, right? Mm-hmm. So I buy it, take it to my house, and I started messing with it. And as soon as I started messing with it, I started like connect. I was like, all right. I was like, I want to connect to my ancestors, and I was like, okay, I want to connect to my ancestors, and I started like praying. I was like, God, I was like, I'm trying to connect to source. I'm not trying to like interfere with you. I'm not trying to like connect to like the dark shit. I just want to know what's up. I just want to connect to my intuition, to like my spiritual self. I want to connect to like my predecessors. And it felt weird. I felt like everything got dim and everything just like focused, and the energies were just like stiff, and things just started spilling out. And before I would go to, and I would do my reading, and sure enough, it was very accurate. I felt like it really reflected like whatever subconscious things I was feeling.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then I would go to sleep, and I would have a lot of anxiety. Like I would feel like my heart was jumping out of myself, because me sentía culpable. I felt guilty.
Like for fucking using the cards?
Yes.
Yeah,
I felt like I was...
For reaching out to that.
I felt like I was being a traitor.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's just like you going against like the centuries of conditioning that has been like happening.
Trying to break that fucking...
Exactly. And like,
cycle.
you know, some people can be like, oh, whatever, tarot is like a joke, or it's not that serious, or it's like a girl's thing. But it's really you connecting to like other spirits. And, you know, they say that God is very jealous.
Mm-hmm.
And
my mom...
I mean, at least the fucking Hebrew guy that we've been indoctrinated. 100%.
My mom, that's one of the reasons why when I moved back, because I started reading cards in college, and I actually had a dream that I was reading cards, and then the next day I went and I got some.
Yeah, and I have reoccurring dreams too with the tarot.
Yeah, and it came to me when I was going through, like when I was living in a place that was really dark, that had really, really heavy vibes, and I feel that was the thing that like kind of kept me together. It was like the only thing where I had like, I mean, I always had faith. I was, you know, raised Catholic and stuff. I believe in God, but at that moment, that was the only thing that kind of like helped me kept together. And before I actually started doing readings for people like around me, I did it to myself, and I kind of had a similar experience where I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like this is real. Like, I was meant to have this. I was meant to use this tool.
Right.
And I was told...
It's just like weird synchronicities, right?
Yeah. Like, and I think I told you, right? I was like, dude, I had a dream that I had some tarot cards. And then I went and got some. Like, and what was the coincidence? Like, the coincidence that, like, I go and I find some right away. When, like, they're not just out there. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that, yeah, like, it was something that kind of helped me, like, stay sane,
right,
when I was surrounded by extremely heavy vibes, because I would go back to them, and it wasn't like you know, an extreme something out there was telling, like, influencing me. It was me like reassuring myself that, like, you know, this is what's happening, this is what you're doing, this is what's gonna happen if you keep doing this is what's gonna, like, you know, like, this is what you gotta work on. And a lot of people are really, really scared of facing themselves. And I feel like that's why they're so scared of, like, the all the things
the
that,
occult.
like, yeah,
honestly,
like, because I will bring like you that kind of clarity.
The tarot and, you know, spirit, like seeking spiritual signs, it's just like, it's normal. And like sometimes, like, we leave everything to God, like, oh, God will determine this, or God will determine that. But sometimes that's not enough. No, you know, like, you need some kind of guidance, and and seeking it out it's something that you need to do. You know,
there's this like story my mom would tell me about, like, because my mom, she's a Catholicist, you know, so I feel bad for my mom, because I know she...
Hence, I'm sorry, Mom. Hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag I'm sorry, Mom. Yeah, like, she wishes I was, you know, like, a nun. She was always super correct. Like I was already married. Like the conventional stuff. But I don't know. I wasn't planned, so I don't know. God send me somehow. But something. Where I was going with this? Oh yeah, the story my mom told me. So she was like, "There's a story where like this man, he's in a boat and he falls. His boat gets wrecked in the ocean, and he falls and he's in the water, right? And he's like, God, please help me." And then the man's like, okay. So somebody passes by in a boat and they're like, hey man, you need help? And then he's like, no, God is gonna come and save me. And then they were like, all right. And then he sees like a floaty and he's like, no, I can't take that because God is gonna come and save me. And then he eventually got tired. He like drowned and he died. And then he goes to heaven, right? Because he believes in God. And when he goes to heaven, he's like, hey, like, God, why didn't you help me? And he's like, hey, dude, like, I sent you a boat.
You as a boat and a floaty.
And a floaty. And like, you didn't take the opportunities. Like, I was trying to help you, but you didn't take the opportunities.
It's like there's God and then there's force of will. There has to be an interaction between the both for something to happen.
Yeah.
And I feel like people are so intimidated by that interaction. They're scared.
Yeah, they don't want to put the work.
They don't want to put the work, but even if that work is offered to them, they feel like they're interrupting with like God's will. Which sometimes maybe, if you believe in God or you believe in source or you believe in the universe, maybe it's just like a co-creation. It's just like we're supposed to exist with each other, and people don't believe in their own power, that they end up staying in this disempowered state throughout their lives.
They rather like give it to somebody else to not be accountable for their actions. Like my life sucks because I had to go through this, and then I'm gonna get, like you said, I'm gonna get my reward one day in heaven. I'm like, bro, you ain't gotta be miserable. Like you can do things to better yourself, better your life. And sometimes those things are not like outside of the norms, but that's okay because like you're working on yourself. But I just think that people are just so scared of like facing themselves. And that's why the tarot is like such a good tool, because literally like it will tell you if you're fucking up. And it's not like the card is like, hey, like you're fucking up, but like it's a reflection of like what you're going through and stuff. I always say this example. I'm like, I was too timing at one point. and then I purposely ignored reading my tarot cards. I was like, nope, because I knew I was. And as soon as I did a reading, like literally, it was like,
quit your shit.
Yeah, like you're fucking.
Allá andas.
Yes, it's like you need to stop.
Oh yeah, but our conversation has taken like so many like
turns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're good. You're like a badass host, dude.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Really open-minded, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad you guys are having fun because I am. Yeah. And like this subject actually brings me to one of the things that I wanted to talk about that y'all kind of brought up on me at when we were last hanging out at Cultura. Mm-hmm. Astrology.
Oh.
Right. And we mentioned it earlier when we called out my fucking Gemini sign and shit. But
hell yeah, you're such a Gemini.
So I thought I was thinking about it earlier today, and I was like, so I asked some of my coworkers, I was like, what do you guys think about astrology or whatever? Or like, what should I even bring to the table? Because I don't necessarily subscribe to astrology per se, but like I don't know, I guess I may understand the concept behind it, or like why it would be like play an influence into who you are or whatever. But what's your take on it?
Well, first of all, we are in the age of Aquarius.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
The age of Aquarius represents technology, innovation, change, eccentricity. But it's a fixed sign, which means that it's very, as much as it is an advocate for change, it's very stubborn, right? It's very resistant. So we're living in an interesting age where we're like questioning like outdated like traditions. And the way astrology works is that like it's becoming a guidepost for us, as opposed to like seeking God, which we all kind of still do. We seek source, we seek spirituality. We're looking at spirituality as a way to kind of like seek into ourselves
So right now we're like in this whole trend of like birth charts. So what we're doing now is you put your like date of birth, and then you put the time you were born, right? So like in like typical astrology, like in the newspaper, you know your sun sign, so you're like a Gemini, right? But there's more components that go into it than your sun sign. So you have like your moon sign, which is your emotional self.
Okay.
Your sun sign is your highest self, is who you aspire to be. Your moon sign is who you are, like raw, like with your family, you know, like with people that you would trust with your life. And then your rising sign is how people
perceive you. Okay.
Right. And then you have your Venus. So the planet Venus is love. So that like shows the way you love and what you look for with like partners.
Yeah.
And then Mars is the way you fight your aggression and that
your
also
sex life.
Exactly. Jupiter has to do with this. Jupiter is a planet of luck. So that's whatever sign that points to is the way you'll find the most luck in your life, the most fortune. Neptune is the way you escape. Mercury is the way you communicate. And then you have Saturn, and Saturn is a planet that is like...
Isn't that collective? Like Saturn?
No. Saturn has to do with your karma. Saturn has to do... So they say like Saturn return...
I have an interesting point on that. But
so Saturn... Okay, so we have Saturn returns in our lives, right? So Saturn returns happens from like 28 to like 30. Comes again in our late 50s to 60s. And then comes again when we die.
The second door, it's slightly open.
So the interesting thing that I will point out is Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain died during their Saturn returns. The 27 Club, Saturn return. So it's an interesting thing to notice that like when we have our Saturn return, very impactful things happen. When we're 27, we get some of us get married, some of us get pregnant. Some of us get heartbroken by like someone that we like loved a lot, or we like switch careers, or we move somewhere else. Saturn represents time. Saturn represents like changes. Saturn is like the breaker. So it's interesting to see how all these different planets and like according to like our chart is how our life is going to like play out. You know, and I hate the uncertainty that we're confronted with. So I turn to astrology to see like, all right, like what the fuck is going on. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And the like for me, or at least like in the set of information I've come across, it's less about what like how celestial bodies interact with your life specifically, I suppose, but how they it's like a giant fucking what do you call it, like a giant clock, like the insides of a giant clock, to where a lot of the stuff happens in cycles or what have you. And it's interesting that you brought up the age of Aquarius, because that what that technically means is that so there is a sign that the sun rises and sets on, right? It was previously Pisces and is now Aquarius. And when December 21st, 2012 happened and the Mayan calendar ended, it was actually the end of the Great Year, which is a 26,000 year period that is called like the precession of the equinoxes. So because of the wobble of the Earth's axis, the North Star is in different zodiac signs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think now it's again coinciding with Aquarius. So this is probably going to be a weird trip to talk about, but one of the times that I was experiencing like having a psychedelic experience, like my thought process was on that, like I was pondering on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that was interesting was like how the idea of cycles was playing, and I couldn't help but fight the feeling of already having been there, and like how I'm gonna be there again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that was so weird about my entire experimentation with psychedelics in general, was the heavy feeling of constant deja vu, to the point where it was like stupid, to where I would be like, this is gonna happen, and it would instantaneously happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's this Twitter thing. You can like look it up. I am totally going to botch it. There's this guy called Nick Hinton, and he talks about Saturn and how Saturn is losing its rings, but Saturn is also a determiner of time, and how we haven't had much change or progress since 2012.
Yeah, that was heavy that year. I was gonna mention that earlier when you guys were talking about, and I feel like something definitely shifted in 2012. Like, it was clear for everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely a shift in the energy that's around, and I think ultimately what at that time, like what I've experienced or whatever, was more so like looking at time in terms of like the great cycles, to where like now. So if they divide up like the circle that the precession of the equinoxes makes, like the one half of it that we were previously in was like a quote unquote male dominant like energy that permeates the galaxy, right? And I'm not entirely sure where I remember getting all of this, but I think it like comes from like Graham Hancock and all this other stuff. And the second half of it is like or not the second half, but the first half rather, since we're going back into the other side of it, is like represents like feminine energy. And I say that like very loosely in terms of like I'm not saying man or women, just qualities that relate to either like a heavier, I guess, like frequency in terms of like the vibes versus like a higher, lighter frequency in terms of like the vibes, right? Hence like feminine for something that is softer, masculine for something that is harder, right? And like if you go back in time to where like these other civilizations existed in, like maybe their consciousness was at a different level throughout that first half where we're now going into. So it's like a constant cycle of like human civilization, or not even just human civilization,
like
but whatever version, like whatever version of society exists, whether it's like human or otherwise, goes through constant cycles of like being awake, right?
Like
ultimately culminating
rebirth and transformation.
For sure.
Like ultimately culminating with like whatever version of Egypt or Sumerian shit was at the peak, and then crashing.
And now I'm having deja vu. I had this conversation before. I had a roommate who was really in college. I had this roommate who was really into that, and he told me, and he was my roommate 2014, 2016, 2017, and I remember we would drink wine, and like at one point I was like, man, like I just feel like time is going fast, like going by so freaking fast. I was like, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. I don't know. And then he kind of explained something similar to what you were saying. That's why I was like, whoa. And he said that he's like, now is the time where like either you take advantage of the little time that like you still have the same time, but it just kind of like it's gonna go faster. So you have to take advantage, do something with it. Otherwise, like it is going faster. And he went and kind of, like I said, explained the same things you said.
Right.
And it made an impact in me, because it kind of made me realize, like, okay, I am here present right now, and I have this available to me, and if I don't do something with it, like it's gonna flew me by, and somebody else is gonna take advantage, and I'm just gonna stay here, like
stagnant.
Right. So like he was like, I don't know, he has a weird name on Instagram, Reiki, I don't know,
Reiki whatever.
It's like those guys. What's that show, Twilight Zone shit?
Yeah. And he will watch that all the time, like,
yeah man, it's out there. And one of like my rationalization towards like the idea of energies and vibes and all this shit, it always boils down to like just some logical assumptions that I'm probably making, and maybe I'm making leaps on my own, and someone that is more intelligent than I can come and be like, you're being stupid, that's not how it works. But my rationalization behind it is this. So if like anatomically, right, physiologically, our heart and our brain both carry like a fucking electrical current, right? That's what keeps our heart beating. That's what propels the neurons in our mind and the neurotransmitters between synapses. Now, one of the things that happens when you pass electrical current through anything is that it creates a magnetic field around it. right? So if there's electrical current that's constantly flowing in our own bodies, then do we also project like a biomagnetic field around us? And is that what we've come to interpret as like our aura / energy? And is that why you can always feel like other people at different levels? And if you think about it, your emotions, they're quantifiable in the sense that they're neurotransmitters or chemicals that are, you know, being released in your brain, right? So they have they're matter, right? And if that charge that they carry affects the biomagnetic field that you project, then that would also like
have a relation.
Dictate what the fuck, like why some people that are angry, you can feel like the anger.
Environment.
Yeah.
You're right. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm describing my own fucking.
No, I totally resonate with that, because like there's instances, because I feel like when there's a person that like their shit is so powerful, it can influence a whole fucking room.
For sure.
And it can shape culture and it can shape environment. Right. And especially if they're like in an authoritative position, you can just like, yikes. And as much as you want to overthrow it or overpower it, if everybody kind of like shapeshifts or like molds to that, it's very hard to like overtake. Yeah.
For sure.
So I definitely think that like, yeah, I totally agree with your whole like how like the energy you throw off kind of like you can feel it.
And that's my rationalization to it, because I always, as a kid, even like I feel like I may be wrong in saying this, but I feel like I wanted to take a point of view to shit where it makes sense within the confines of the natural laws that we're governed by in this reality, right? Whatever the fuck that may mean. Like, so again, just by following the same thought process that creates the confines or the physical laws that we exist in, you can still arrive to the same conclusion to where like the quote unquote supernatural is actually not necessarily supernatural. It's just an misunderstood part, or maybe like an undiscovered part of the same
we're not trying
shit.
To acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
But at the end of the day, you don't want to try to people don't want to acknowledge it, because it's like you don't want to, you know. If you acknowledge it, then you have to like do something with it. With it. And then that's hard.
It is
hard. Like, how are you gonna like have like, you know, all this knowledge,
the power to influence like
and
the nature of reality itself? Like, what are you supposed to do with that?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, it's hard.
It's pretty weird.
It's conditioning. You have to kind of undo that conditioning and realize that there's like things that supersede you and make peace with that.
Yeah,
I think as human beings we get so cocky and we think that we're like above everything,
right?
But there's just things that like
you're just different iterations of the same thing.
Exactly.
Like we all, if we choose to believe that the Big Bang took place, then we all come from the one same thing in the distant past. So
but I just feel like we as humans, our ego just
100%.
like kills us, you know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
It's our biggest demise. It's the thing that separates us from animals, but it's also like our biggest demise, like that part of ourselves that thinks.
It's also why you have nuclear weapons.
Exactly. Did I it's like one of the things I like had, but one of my anxieties was that every time I saw a dot in the sky, I thought it was a nuclear weapon. In my dreams, my nightmares are always natural disasters, because those are things. Well, first of all, nuclear weapons. Those are things that are human made, that could totally destroy us.
Life. Yeah.
But not only
all
that,
life.
I feel like when you recognize that natural disasters are bigger than us, you're recognizing the fact that we have zero control,
how powerless
over our lives.
Like I saw this. I follow this one Instagram page called Nature's Metal, and they have this one video where there's a boat out in the ocean in the middle of not on the ocean, but like on the dock, and there's a storm within the general vicinity, and they're recording it, and there's a fucking crazy ass lightning strike that hits like the whatever the fuck it's called that has the sail on it, and it looks fucking insane, and you're like, dude, like nobody controls that power.
No,
like it just happens.
It's like that movie Moana. You know, it's like Tahiti or whatever. Like, I feel like it kind of shows us how, like, if we're, like, super shitty to the earth is going to be like, fuck you. Like, I'm bigger than you and I can fucking destroy you.
It literally
and
is
kill
doing
you.
that right now as we speak. Like,
We're parasites to the earth.
Yeah, we have no
It's
purpose.
like super sad.
And it goes back to the ego, how much we separated ourselves from like nature. The earth. The earth and nature and animals and stuff like that. Like I think that it would like learn to respect it.
Everyone should just try mushrooms and go out into nature every now and then. Just like a fucking.
I really, like you really have to have.
Me personally saying.
People just need to display more humility in themselves.
Do you really think like everybody is like in the headspace to try shrooms?
No, not necessarily. So don't try shrooms.
Yeah, no.
Unless you're ready for it.
Like,
yeah. I can't tell you whether you are or you aren't.
No, they'll find a way to the people.
That's what's fucking weird, right?
Yeah, like, I am not gonna disclose much.
Right,
but
I'll disclose my
that,
fucking experience with it then.
But I'm just gonna say that like if psychedelics are something that like are gonna.
I've seen them shatter people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And like
I seen people who are not
coming back, and I'm like, damn, dude, like. And then I stop and think of like, wait, am I them?
We just have like.
Am I also too far gone?
This is the way I think. I feel like we have such a limited time on Earth. If you have the opportunity to travel. If you have the opportunity to do psychedelics,
to travel,
do fucking psychedelics. Like if you have an opportunity to widen your perception, take it. Don't be scared, because at the end of the day, like, I feel like you'll be fine.
You don't even have to do shrooms. Just eat a brownie if you want.
Exactly.
Fucking pop
just like
you'll have an experience.
Shed the fear. Don't let fear dominate your life.
At the end of the day, dude, like you don't even have to do drugs.
Yeah, you don't.
You just have to believe in yourself. Yeah, believe in yourself enough to step out of like whatever you're being told like your whole life. And
going back to religion, I think religion fosters fear. And I feel like you should abandon it and be more like, believe in yourself. Believe in.
The hard thing about why people don't leave religion is because it does bring a sense of community to people. And I mean, when you think about it, people, especially now, are very disconnected. So people latch on to whatever gives them that security,
that sense of like community.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like. That's why religion.
We're not advocating for drugs. We're just advocating for like opening your mind.
Yeah, take the other route, because like oddly enough, doing all of those fucking different psychedelics, which actually is just two, which is LSD and mushrooms, and I guess like marijuana, if you want to consider that, right? What was like the ultimate takeaway for me, and so pre-psychedelics, I was very much like a heavy fucking weed smoker. Like I would wake up, smoke a blunt, go to school, smoke a blunt during classes, be high all the fucking time. After that, like my experience with it was like, dude, like you don't even need to be smoking. And like honestly, now I am the fucking occasional smoker.
Right.
And it was funny because like the thing that I walked away with was like, dude, if you want to feel like that inner peace or whatever it is that you're doing for like the self-medication, this is gonna sound fucking cliche as fuck. Meditate, whatever that may mean.
I promote that.
Whatever that may mean, and for some people it means just sitting there and just focusing on your breathing. Other people it could be like go do a workout
or praying.
It's like a fucking or praying.
For
right?
some
Like
people.
I don't know. It's different for everybody, but that's what I walked away with. So boom.
Yeah.
Do drugs only to find out that you don't have to do drugs.
I mean, when it comes down to it, like everybody needs a way of coping, and 100%. It goes down to like what is it gonna be you're gonna be coping with? Is it gonna be with alcohol, and like destroy your liver, kill waste all your money? Is it gonna be with weed and like be high all the time, get arrested, go to jail, something crazy? Is it gonna? I'm not gonna talk about that, but either way, it could be, but I mean, it just all has to come down to like having that moderation. Like, don't let whatever you're using as a coping mechanism take over. Even as good as it is, for example, working out. I love working out, but I worked myself out to the point where like I fucked up my knee, and I at one point, like I was so like into like, no, I have to work out, and I was like, I just replaced a vice with another one, and it has to come down also to that
moderation,
like,
balance.
Moderation, and like that awareness, like, okay, what am I doing? Like, am I doing something that's helping me, or am I doing something that like is replacing a vice? I'm using this to cope, to not deal with whatever is happening.
Right.
I feel like at the end of the day, you just need to find to a place where you just get to like an objective analysis of self, where you're not enabling yourself, and to a point where you're not being too critical of yourself, where you're not like taking chances.
Well,
you know, like you have to get to the point where like you have to be friends with yourself.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like
You have
when
to
you're
love yourself.
exactly
man.
when you're friends
Yeah.
with somebody, you'll be like, dude, I love you, and like I see all these things of you, but you're also fucking up in this instances. You know what I mean? So you have to kind of like healthily like advocate for yourself, but also check yourself when you're being a dumbass
Before you break yourself.
Exactly.
For real.
100%. And I was just
Exactly.
listening to a podcast where Tiger Belly, and they had this guy, I forgot his name, Michael Rosenbaum, I think, and he has his own podcast, and it's kind of where people just go and like I actually never listened to his podcast, but Tiger Belly is comedian Bobby Lee and his girl Kalila, which oddly enough you remind me of her so fucking
Really?
much. Yeah. If you ever watch it, I think you understand why. But anyway, so the dude that goes on his podcast is more so just people kind of like being vulnerable and sharing or whatnot, and he was talking about like how he had to like check into like a wellness facility or whatever to work on himself, because even though he was always like the life of the party and like always, you know, helping others and shit, he still at the very end like felt miserable in and of himself, and he was describing like how he was able to get out of that, and it was like a lot of cliches that just ended up working if you keep doing it, you know. So like he would fucking like his therapist would be like, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing I want you to do is like meditate maybe for 5 to 10 minutes. When you get up, go to the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself.
Dude,
Just simple shit like that.
And
affirmations.
honestly, little things like that
Work.
make so much difference. I like to go work out in the mornings, and I had such a hard time just like getting out of bed because I had to be up at like 5.
Right.
And I noticed that like I preach a lot of like meditation and self-care and stuff like that as part of my job. So I was like, okay, so I'm preaching all of these things, but I'm not practicing. So I started practicing, and just by saying like I wait, like opening my eyes and be like, okay, it's gonna be a good day, and that itself will like fill me up with so much energy. And I was just like, what the hell?
Like, and a good cup of coffee also.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, obviously you need a little bit of stimulants for sure. But I mean, like it all starts in the mind. Like if the mind is not like in a place where like it's like a positive, like thriving place, like it can literally like break you. It can like destroy you and like you know, you're gonna be just like stagnant in life if you don't start like preaching that self-care, that self-love. And I always tell people, like, you know, meditation, it's nothing more than just like breathing. And even like, and if we can breathe, it's because we're alive, right? If we can't breathe, it's because we're dead.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have to take advantage of the fact that we can breathe, that we're alive, that we have this body, we have this power, we can do, I mean, I don't want to say that we can do whatever we want to, but yeah, we can. I mean, it just takes,
mostly everything is possible.
Yeah, all it takes is to start, like, you know, taking care of number one. And once you start focusing on that, you'll see, like, and it goes back to like our art and stuff like that. Like you start,
boom, full circle.
Yeah, like it goes back to like your passions, like the things that like make you feel good. Like once you start focusing on that, you'll see that like it comes to fruition, that it's something that's gonna fulfill you. And yeah, so I always tell people that, you know, take advantage of your lungs, breathe, take a minute, meditate,
bring yourself into the present.
Yeah, more than anything, like I think that's the hardest part of like meditation, because even though then I tell people meditation is an exercise. Meditation is not like, even though breathing is something that we all do, is something that you still have to work on, because it doesn't come easy to people. And I'll do this presentation in the community, and some people will be laughing, some people will be, and I'm like, you know what, like, you don't want to take advantage of it, that's fine. And I would say, like, you know, this is an exercise, because you're gonna have to like train yourself, train your mind to like,
to not follow the train of thoughts.
Exactly, to stay in the moment.
Yeah. There's this show that I really, really like on Netflix, BoJack Horseman.
Oh my god!
And
I've never watched
I started rewatching
amazing
it.
show. It's basically about this guy who like suffers with a lot of like self-hatred, and it's like generational trauma. So he has parents that kind of like never dealt with themselves, so they placed all this like shit on him, so he grows up like just hating himself, like this, like his whole purpose is to like please people. He's an actor.
I was about to say, let's go back to he's a famous actor.
He's a famous actor, right? And his whole premise is like sitcom show of like wholesomeness and like family, and so but in real life he hates himself. He's an alcoholic, he's a narcissist, he's self-destructive, and he pretty much ruins everything.
Every relationship he has.
And anything that offers any kind of like intimacy, it just goes to shit. So there's this, he as much as he's aware of his like faults, he realizes that he wants to be a better person. And he's always fighting that, like his addictions versus becoming better for the people that surround him. And there's this episode where he like starts running, and he's going up the hill, and there's this like monkey that always runs, and throughout the episode you see like BoJack Horseman like drinking and like getting into hijinks, and there's this like monkey running every morning. So BoJack Horseman starts to run, and he's struggling, and he's huffing, and he's out of breath, and he's like, the monkey stops, and he's like, it's hard, but you gotta keep going. And like that to me was just like
that whole show.
It struck me.
Okay, so it literally is a progression of like him becoming a better person. And Genesis is like, dude, you need to start, because I used to watch it, and I started rewatching it, and I'm on the third season right now, and the second season is completely self-destruction. Like he's just ruined everything he can. Tell me why I was depressed for like 3 days after I watched it.
This is fucking powerful.
Yeah, because it literally like was a reflection of like just like the humans, you know, like we are not perfect. It always reminds me of one of my psychology professors in college. He was like, you'll reach like full maturity the moment you understand and forgive your parents. Understand that your parents did the best they could with what they had. They were humans, and they probably fucked up a lot, but they still managed to like get you here.
And you gotta think about your parents, and your parents.
Yeah, like I mean,
parents, you know,
they did the best with what they had. They did the best with what they had. Like you cannot. They didn't have the resources, and I think nowadays we're like, you know. Blessed enough, because for me it's a blessing. I am a student of life. I love learning new things every day, and maybe that's why I haven't been talking a lot, because I want to hear also what you're all saying, and especially because I never hung out with Josh before, so I'm like, let me see what's he about.
Cool.
But I'm taking notes, trust me.
Mental notes.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, like, you know, be aware that like they didn't have the resources that we have now. There was not even a quarter of the information that there is out now. They didn't have the opportunity to choose themselves, because they were following steps that like they were already presetted for them. So I mean, it's understandable why they might be sorry mom hashtag sorry mom. They might be mad at us. You know, they might not understand what we're going through, but I mean, as part of like us, part of our growing, we have to understand that like they are humans, and they're about to fucked up. And I think that's why BoJack Horseman is such a like good show.
It is so beautiful,
because it truly shows
like a character
humanity.
arc of like growth and like persistent, like just trying for yourself and trying to figure out who you are aside from like whatever dominated your life before that. And like we, at the end of the day, we have free will. And we have the opportunity to like shape our lives and shape ourselves. But the thing that we have to do is constantly try.
Yes.
We have to put an effort into our lives, and we have to acknowledge that reptilian brain that wants to like take over, and make friends with that. And not only that, like make peace with our inner child, and make peace with our parents. And I don't know how that connected with that. But anyway, everybody watch BoJack Horseman.
Yeah. Because, I mean, BoJack Horseman had, like, the worst parents, dude.
Yeah, he did.
His mom was, like my mom. I'm just kidding. I love you, mom. His mom was, like, super hard on him. And, like, he was, like, technically successful, doing everything right. And his mom
never gained his mother's
his
approval.
mom was, like, cheating on him the whole time. And, I mean, technically, like, it comes to define, like, you know, success is relative. Like, for him, like, he was like in paper successful, but his mom was like, "You're not good enough."
At the end of the day, you just gotta make peace with yourself. And you're gonna live in this skin suit till like you're fucking
For a good
90.
while, yeah.
Exactly. So just make peace with yourself. Be kinder to yourself.
And
Love yourself.
And it all
I can
kind
go
of
with that.
fall through. Like, you know what I mean? It all accommodate itself once you do the inner work.
And whatever, if you want to like practice tarot or like do art, whatever connects you to source, like pursue that, you know?
For sure.
So,
I wanted to bring up that drawing.
Yeah.
Okay. It reminded me of what the podcast logo was going to be originally, because the original logo was actually the same alien that you see now, but like chilling, like asleep on a cactus with like, so everything was like monochromatic except for the stuff around him. He was bleeding like a psychedelic aura like into the fucking thing, and it just reminded me of that. I don't know.
Honestly, when I drew that, the premise was déjame en paz.
Okay, I get
That
that.
you're in your own space.
Yeah, like it's just like someone that just wants to exist peacefully, but there's people trying to interrupt her shit, and she's just like exuding this vibration of like, just leave me the fuck alone.
Right. It's got that face for
Yeah.
sure. Like
So
if I saw that, I'd be like,
she's just like guarded. Like she's just like, dude, like who the fuck told you like it was okay for you to talk to me? You know what I mean? Like I'm just here chilling, and you're over here interrupting my aura.
I feel like you've had those experiences so many times.
All the time. All the time.
As a woman, like you just get like
People just-
bothered so much.
People just think that it's okay to like invade your like private space, and it's just like no. Even though like I know I'm like tiny and like, you know, but I'm cool. I'm chilling. Like I don't need you to be coming up in here and, you know, talking.
Don't
to
say
me.
what's up to me.
Exactly. You say what's
That
up to me when
sucks.
I say it's okay for you to say what's up to me.
That
You know,
sucks because I like being like just approaching people. So I'm sorry.
we're cool with you, Josh. We've
Nah.
established this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Shit, man. So guess how long we've been going at it?
Like 2 hours.
2 hours and 45
I
minutes.
fucking knew it.
Damn.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good wrapping point.
It's like, yeah, like time flies when you're having fun.
Exactly.
I'm also like.
I'm
starting-
here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah. But it just so happened to be both this time. It just so happened to be both this time. So
Exactly.
it was fun, man. I really enjoyed having you guys on. Thank you so much for coming
Yes,
on.
and
Thank
whenever you
you.
want us back,
Yeah, dude. Cool. I can
we'll
use
be.
a little bit
It'll
more.
be like the homegirl segment.
Andale, yes.
If
Definitely.
you ever need some like girl input, we're here.
We do. Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting. I want to set up something for the next
That
time.
was honestly that was the reason why we got invited, because I went up to Josh and I was like, dude, you don't have enough girls in your podcast.
Which I don't. And that's a very fucking fair point. And it just so happens that not intentionally, just that most of my friends are homies. And they're
Exactly.
dudes, so
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the topics we explored were like self-care, tarot, like self-guidance, all these kind of things that are kind of like just like dictated as like feminine, and like the male, you know, counterparts just kind of like dismiss it because it's
Yeah.
intimidating. But you know what? We need to make peace with our masculine and our feminine, because when once we make peace with both aspects of that, we become a balanced person.
boom.
Yeah, you have
So
to.
trust your intuition sometimes.
Exactly. Make peace with your aggressive part of self and your intuitive soft side of self, and you'll just be like a well-rounded ass person.
Mellow person.
Exactly.
I appreciate
I
that.
think you exhibit those qualities.
I
Thank you.
agree. I agree with Genesis
Yeah.
in that sense.
Well,
I
thank you.
perceive that for sure.
It took a lot of hard work, and I'm still working on myself. So
It never ends,
yeah,
Josh.
it never does.
It never ends.
It never does. And if you're out there listening, keep working on yourself too.
For sure.
That was also cliche. But is there anything you guys want to plug?
No, I mean, if you want to follow me and my art and stuff, follow me at Jen_2_the_Izzo.
At Instagram.
I will be selling stickers soon for like $2.
Guess what, bitches? I got the
So
I got a
like
free one.
support
Fuck
local, you know what I
100%.
mean? And I'm super thankful for my town, because they, at the end of the day, as much as like we have like problems with it, y'all show up, and
Yeah.
I'm super grateful for everybody here. So yeah.
yeah. Liz?
Well, I mean, if you want to follow me too, see my selfies. Hey, I'm Aztec_Queen_Liz on Instagram. Or you can find me through Genesis. I'm tagged there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be here to talk a little bit. I really enjoy my time, and I definitely would like more people to be doing what Josh is doing here.
There's
So
people
you
out there,
know,
man.
yeah. But invite us to your
reach
podcast
out,
too.
for real.
And yeah, for sure. Just really grateful for the opportunity. Had a lot of fun, and I hope we're back.
Yes.
For
Yeah,
sure.
I'm down to have you guys back.
Homegirl
It was a
segment.
fun conversation.
I'm creating a
Homegirls.
homegirl segment.
Yeah. I know,
Keep
you're
your
trying-
eyes peeled. Keep your eyes peeled for Homegirls.
Yeah, for sure.
So that'll come up. Wait, do I have announcements to make? Thursday, the mic drop, open mic at Cultura. Rick Matamoros will be playing the opening set, or actually just the Matamoros. The Fourth Dimension Fridays is closed out for the year, but the first one will be January 17th at Cultura. So keep your eyes open for that. I don't know. That's pretty much everything I have to plug. So peace. I'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.
There you have it.
Yeah.